he picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
There we go. So, hey guys, it's Franky. Welcome to the think tank. A normal entrance, as usual. Mexi and I just spent the break, talked about for like 2 seconds, and then we got into Spotify. And literally, what a workout, because we're both like doing the dance, like, oh, do, 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 do. So, yeah, I was singing my face off. I was doing the old lady dance. It was wonderful. So I am looking for the stream. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. It won't be long. I am going to have to look up more on the Brian Koberger case, because the information that I found is pretty much off of one news program. So they're just saying basically that Brian Koberger has somebody's come forward saying that he stalked her, and that cyber stalked her as well, as what I believe. But it was put out by News Nation, and I haven't seen anybody else do that. So I probably won't do a live, just due to the fact that nobody else has it really out and about. I need more than one for verification. Let's see what else is going on. Lori Vallow, Daybell's friends detailed doomsday cult. Lori Vallow's lies laid bare by ex-friend Nanny. Oh, some people are talking. So I see how the day goes. See if hubby has any plans, and if not, might do another live tonight on that case. I still want to see those two women in the same room, Lori Vallow and Letecia, and see who wins that battle, because it wouldn't take very long, would it? One's into getting rid of people that are like demons and dark. Well, I don't think you're going to meet a more dark human than that one. Hello, Shauna. Hello, Mexi. That was so much fun, Mexi. That's a couple of times we've done that now. Oh my God. Wouldn't that be something else to see, Shauna? Yeah, let them just figure it out between the two of them. Let's get ready to rumble. Yep. I agree. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. I'm surprised you did. I don't know if you muted me, which is always a good thing, maybe, when I'm singing. But yeah, I was quite enjoying that. Some of those songs, not really the newest, but to me, they're like classic. And I don't think, let me see. I have not seen any of them in concert, which is kind of Surprising. I would go to all of them. Do you go to like the ear doctor afterwards, make sure everything's okay? Okay, how far are we? I'm going to be 2 seconds, guys. I need to go get a liquid. I'll see you in a second. No, they just haven't set up the stream yet, Shauna. I'm usually my only quiet time is usually my only, right? Yeah, I had to work out dancing with my buddy. It's good for me. I'm trying to break the habit of Coca-Cola. It's a funny thing to start to want when you get my age. I never used to drink the stuff. And now it's like I can't get enough of it sometimes. So I'm trying like, what is it called? Coca-Cola Zero or something? So nothing quite yet, friends. So we know that there's no streams over the weekend. Hello, Bruja. Still coming. I'm not sure if I'll be able to stream the whole. Oh my God, baby chinchillas, guys. They are freaking adorable. I should maybe create another one of those. Two of my chinchillas just love each other if their cages are beside each other. Like Cheech sits there and like almost drools. He sits there the whole time and like stares at her. Like, oh my God, you are such a boy. And I'm writing. I'm glad you're not sassy, my friend. I'm so glad that you're just like the quiet type. As if quiet like I am. So where are these people? Come on. Where's my stream? Where's my stream? Where's my stream, people? It's over here. Okay, from what I can tell, I don't think that they're ready yet. What I can see anyways for now. New stream. They're saying, I'll give you the thumbs up. And as soon as they are ready, we'll jump in. Yes, work is unacceptable. Good Lord, man. Good Lord. So I'm going to play it by ear here. We've got some real life stuff that we have to deal with. So if I cut the stream short, I'll probably do another one tonight or tomorrow because I also want to cover. I'm going to look into that Brian Koberger stuff and see if there's anything to it or if that was just not a verified thing. And I want to look at Lori Vallow. There's still a lot of stuff coming out there too. What a frickin' wingnut. Oh my word. And then I'd still like to do more as far as touching on Letecia, maybe go through some of the paperwork and what have you. Same thing with Lori. I've got, which one of them I have to go through has got like 2,200 pieces of documents to go through, pages of documents to go through. So I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to get my Adobe, like how to get my PDF files put into a grouping. If anyone knows that very well off of Adobe, like the PDF files and how to put them into like a folder, I'd love it. Catch me on Discord. Tutor me, please tutor me. Oh, look. Oh, I'm sure I have the volume on. Oh, for crying out loud, man. Let's do this. See what the hell's going on. Oh, I can't. Okay, there we go. Can you guys hear loud and clear? Okay, Pammy said.
Need gloves.
He looks so tired.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
The court doesn't have blankets to hand out to everybody?
No, I was about to suggest that everybody can keep their jackets on. All rise for the jury, please.
The other thing is that sucks a little bit is I didn't have braces on during the surgery, so now that there's like the correct removal on my teeth, my teeth are getting crooked and making gaps, which I'm getting braces in 6 weeks.
Yeah, they need to give us a bigger picture of Letecia. Like, why are we getting such a tiny one when they can be closer?
Thank you. You may all be seated. Court will recall 20 CR 1358, People versus Letecia Stouch. Record should reflect the jury has returned to the courtroom. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. When we took our break, we were in the midst of testimony from Mr. Grusing. That's where we will resume. Mr. Allen?
Thank you, Your Honor. And just so that we're on the same page as far as the record, we just listened to and watched a portion of the interview from timestamps 1 hour, 1 minute, 20 seconds through 1 hour, 26 minutes and 58 seconds. In the beginning of this portion of the interview, you asked the defendant to describe that fire in the basement. Do you remember that?
Yes.
She gives you some extraneous information there, specifically like Kobe Bryant. Was it consistent that when you would start getting into particular points of interest as it relates to the alleged crimes here, that she would give these extraneous details?
Yes, and that was consistent through the phone calls as well.
From your perspective, was that another distraction attempt to sort of create these tangents off of the main path of what you're trying to drive towards?
Yes.
Cell phones, please.
Apparently the cell phone wants me to repeat it, Judge. I don't know.
That's the ear or whoever.
You had asked about details about this fire in this particular portion, in like color of flame, those height of the flames. Why were you asking those questions?
Well, as I explained before the video, the candle was a significant incident. She had been talking about that since February 13th that I came on, that Gannon sustained serious burns from that caused him even to bleed. And I wanted to see how she described not only the candle, but the fire itself and how he was injured.
What was your perspective of that?
Again, how did he
What
get
makes
these
you
massive
willingness to share
burns?
Details of the fire,
And
the
that
colors of the
carpet?
flames, the height of the flames.
Pretty much fire
Why is that
retardant.
potentially
That's not
significant
how
to you
that
in this
started.
interview?
Well, I tried multiple times to get her to explain to me what she saw. And I tried to give her different prompts on maybe even motioning with her hand, how tall it might be, or how hot it was, or colors. And she was not comfortable doing that.
Okay. There was also discussion about the burns on Gannon. She describes on one hand that there were little burns on his arms, and then says by Monday they're peeling. Any significance to that for you? That seems to be some divergent statements as to the severity of these burns.
Yes, in our phone call on February 13th, she was saying that Gannon was peeling and peeling his burns and that they were very bloody. And that's a lot different from how she was describing those to me in this interview.
In that particular, and you're referring back to a different one of these recorded calls that we listened to.
Correct.
Did that appear to be, from your perspective, a way to
Oh
explain
my
why there would be
God.
blood on
Isn't
his
it,
walls and in his
Shauna? Oh my
Yes.
God.
So
Enough to
again,
make you
explain
just
away
about
important
vomit.
Details in the investigation.
Yes.
In this particular discussion of the fire in the basement, she gives a long description about opening windows and how people are sleeping upstairs, everybody is, but then Gannon ends up downstairs. Did that appear to be an isolation of Gannon based on the way you're hearing that?
Yeah, it didn't make sense to me at the time on why he would be back down there, but I decided not to press it.
Does that also, I guess, building on that, the fact that she describes all the windows being opened, we're talking about mid to late January, likely very cold in there. Was that significant at all to you?
Yeah, I wasn't really taking in all of that, but I didn't think from talking with El Paso, the sheriff's office, that there was such a cause for so much smoke and inhalation and windows being opened.
Okay. Next, I want to ask you about, during this interview, did you ask her about whether she went to work on that Monday, January 27th?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So we're going to jump to 1 hour, 27 minutes flat. And we're going to play from 1 hour, 27 minutes to 1 hour, 29 minutes and 42 seconds.
I did was I said, I told Albert, I said, hey, I'll just stay at home. Back or but the plan was I wasn't. That was like the plan was I was not.
So starting, when was that a plan?
I think it was December, so I was just gonna try to use like days, whatever, because I didn't.
Right. What did you tell your school as far as why you didn't show up that day?
Or that day, I didn't talk to them about anything.
Your school, you didn't?
That
Did
day.
you just not show? Wouldn't you have classes waiting on you? Or?
No. Okay, so what happened was I transitioned because I was like, okay, I was training, okay, I have to do something until this whole side of him thinks that. So I had to do something not have money or whatever. So I got on the I would do a long-term sub position or a regular sub position. And then, so then I just, at that point, was going to just call in whenever I could work. I have it in my email.
Right.
I could just call in whenever I was.
So were you scheduled to show up on Monday morning?
From the school that I wasn't going to work at anymore. I didn't even complete paperwork with them yet. So it wasn't even, I wasn't
They
even
weren't counting on you to show up that day or working?
What do you mean? But I hadn't signed any contracts. I hadn't done anything with them because the whole plan was I was not going to be.
Okay, yeah, I get you didn't sign contracts, but were they planning for you to come in to do something on Monday and you had to call in?
I never called it on Monday. I'd already told
Did you
them.
text down or
No,
something?
on Thursday or Friday, I'd already told them. Okay. On Thursday or Friday, I'd already told them that I wasn't coming in. I didn't go in Friday either. I'd already told them I didn't. So it was like, you're asking me about if I told them Monday, but I'd already told them prior.
Oh, you'd already told them, so you didn't have to tell them you're not coming in on Monday.
Right, because I had already told them because see, on my dad's side, there was someone who passed away. The prior week. So that's.
So, Mr. Grusing, when she's giving you this answer, what information did you have already about her employment on that Monday?
I had, I think in the 4:00 a.m. hour, she had texted to say one of her relatives had got hit by a car and was killed, and that's why she was not coming into work.
And the way that she's describing it, it sounds like she's saying that this was a text that she sent the previous week to a different school as opposed to the one that she was now supposed to work at on Monday, January 27th.
That's correct.
What was significant of that to you?
I was attempting to walk her through her own timeline that she had provided us on the Sunday night burn injuries and then what happened Monday morning. And that was the next logical thing that she should have been describing to me. And then, like you said, she put it back on either Thursday or Friday.
Okay. The reason that she gives in that portion of the interview is that she didn't want to go back into teaching, right?
Yes.
Did she ever say in this part of the interview or any other part of the interview or phone calls having any sort of mental health anxiety issues as related to teaching?
Not that I listened to, no.
Was it more along the lines of she was just not happy in teaching because of the current environment in schools?
Yes.
Following that portion of the discussion, did you ask her to give you a statement about what happens on Monday, January 27th?
I did.
Does she then, in her answer, is this where she asks you, I'm going to need some help from you?
Yes.
Your Honor, we're going to jump to 1 hour, 32 minutes and 47 seconds and play through 1 hour, 46 minutes and 45 seconds.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's different about
there.
Okay. So tell me about the next morning. So now you're at home, Cannon's at home,
Right.
Elena's at school. Tell me what happens then.
Right. So this is where I need help from everybody.
Yeah. And you can get help. Like I said, I've had some high-level informants that have told me some horrific things, and we've had to relocate them. We can get different names. But to do that, to kick that in motion, we need to know the story. We can't just say,
Right.
oh, someone got really important information.
Right. Well, that's where I would need someone to help guide me through this, because I want to help more than anything. But
That's why I'm here, because I'm representing Denver FBI,
Right.
and then I have the ability to pull resources from Quantico, which is our behavior analysis unit. Everything comes out of there.
Right.
It's called CERD, which is our incident response group. So this was a big enough case that the supervisor of the FBI asked me to come down from Denver, and I get all my training out there. So you're not going to have better resources in this room right now. And I'm not bragging.
Right.
I've just been doing this stuff for a long time.
Right.
So if you tell me what happened and then you need protection, we can do all that stuff. So DEA doesn't have those capabilities, ATF doesn't. DEA just investigates drugs, and they're very good at it. But the FBI, we're now worldwide, and we have offices over top to Russia, to China, to wherever. So,
Really?
funding, because when September 11th happened,
Yeah.
that changed everything for us.
Agreed.
We were the nation's #1 law enforcement agency before then, but they gave us so many more resources since then. And so,
They're gonna get you, bad girl, bad girl.
missing kids, and unusual homicides, including serial killings and pedophile.
Bad
Didn't
girl,
get in
bad
right away
girl.
on your
What you
case,
gonna do?
I did. I have been working it for the past couple of weeks.
That was just
Well, I'm here now, and whatever you tell me, the worst thing I can do for people like you is if you have a story that requires your protection for the FBI, it would not be good for me to run out and say, oh, Letecia told me this, and that's not how it works. If this can help us find Gannon, we'll do whatever we can. So,
not like I just need like protection.
okay, well, you can get that, but we have to know the story first.
So how am I supposed to get help talking to someone first before we talk to them? Because I'm willing to do that.
So here's your deal. If you need help, and if you want to go through the court process, that's fine. We leave, and then you work through the court process. But then it just becomes the whole focus of this, Letecia, right now, you're the only one. You're the last one. You're the last adult with him. You're the last adult we know about with him. You have not told anybody anything else to lead up. We have been trying to work with Al to say, what does she say in that?
Yeah.
And the Quincy Brown thing and whatever else.
I was mad at him about all that. But a lot of it was he. And I could have just reached out to someone to be like.
I agree.
Here.
Full-heartedly.
Know what I'm saying. Also, what I can help you can also I'm just saying.
Well, Letecia, you've got to give me something here to work with. If you want to go through the court process, like I said, I'm here. The last question. If you want to stop at any time, you are more than welcome to stop. Say,
but it says you can have one present to talk to you.
Yep. And that will kick in the court process, and then we're done, which is fine. And if that's what you want, the whole if you need protection and that sort of thing, I can't get you there without you giving me something. I listened to all the calls with us. And I've seen the crime scene. Okay. What happened in the bedroom was not Gannon spraying his blood on the wall.
Well, that's totally like not even anything. That's why
Remember when
I'm
she said the blood on the walls
bedrooms
was from him picking at hangnails and wiping it on the
I
walls?
understand you're an expert. I know that, but I'm telling you that I'm gonna need like protection. That's it. It's not me. I'm not the person.
Me.
But if you're not the person, the charges would be
Protect me
different.
from the charges,
Okay,
please.
if you allowed someone else to come in and do the things to Gannon that we know happened to him, you're just as guilty.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't allow anyone, and I don't know of anything like you're talking about to be happening to you. I do know that there is something I can tell you that can help you, or help me, help everyone.
Oh my God, Letecia.
Well, so let me tell you where I am. Okay.
I'm about to throw you in the frickin'
22 years with the
hooskow.
FBI. For the last 20, I've been working violent crimes, and I've worked some of the worst cases, and it kind of messed me up a little bit, to be honest, seeing what I've seen. I worked 20 years of bank robberies. I always thought that you were going to have, I'm the FBI, I'm the good guy, bad people go rob banks, and that's not how it works. I had to help arrest other FBI agents, police officers, people from the church, school resource officers. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. And on the other side, some of the bank robbers, one of them came out after serving a 10-year sentence. And
These guys are amazingly calm.
Yeah, we were on opposite sides of the fence. The thing that I have seen, though, throughout is when something very bad happens, people think they can't recover from it. And I do not think you are a bad person. That's why I'm here. No, I don't. I've seen bad people.
And I know you tell people that to get them to help you.
No,
but
I'm not.
not.
No, I would not have this approach with you if I thought you were a bad person. I think something
Maxie.
bad happened. And I think that what I've seen a lot, it's whether it's you think that you can get out if you do this or this or this. That's where you are now. And you're hoping that one of these things can save you. They're not going to be able.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
There was nobody else there. We've looked at the alarms, we've looked at the motion, we've looked at the detectors.
The alarms are already covered up.
The alarms were already covered up.
Oh my God, this woman.
But
sir, I'm telling you, sir, what you have.
Oh my God.
I know you say you wouldn't sit here and say this thing if I wasn't whatever. I'm telling you, it is true. I would not and did not. Would not, did not. And with you guys having my phone, I would have thought that you would have had some of the apps looked into. Now I would have thought.
Oh, I just want to smack her upside the head.
Whatever. It could have been some help and indication. I really did. Because I
hope she goes into population because nobody will like this.
You say there's somebody not involved. I could walk you through it and prove it to you. And you guys have already had this predetermination. I don't mean this first time for you. You guys have already had this predetermination. That's what's going to happen.
Well,
in your mindset.
There was no proof at all, was there? Whatever.
So if there was a shred of evidence, Letecia, that pointed us to some other person, we would be.
Yeah, Gen Pop, you're right,
Quincy
Maxie.
Brown came out of your mouth.
Frickin' Quincy Brown.
So, you know,
Mark
100%
Aguardo,
right
Yes, we do.
pregnant girl. That's not pregnant.
Because we did get our legal, we have what's called a legal attaché.
Okay. Where
lock that wench up.
You're saying you have someone who looks into that and knows that. That's where I know in my heart that I can't trust to get help. That very least.
You're saying Quincy Brown's
no, that's not what I'm saying. But you would have said another word, like something in between that would have gave that off. Like
she just thinks she's like the smartest thing in every room.
You would have said, "Oh, did he come back here for a reason?" You wouldn't have said any of that. You would have known.
Oh my God.
or maybe you have and you just can't tell me.
I'm
what
glad
it
she
is.
knows what like the
That's okay.
prosecutors and the cops and the
But-
FBI. I'm really glad
Well,
that she's like one step
we
ahead
have-
of them and all
And
that
it's just
stuff.
like this. So
Oh my
tips will come
God.
in,
As
you know, the
if.
public will call them. And then, of course, you and Al are primary interest because you're the parents of the missing kid. And most 90% of the time, when a kid goes missing, it has to do with one of the parents.
Yep.
That's it. That we work on probability.
True story.
So, and especially with you, then you're there. You say he went to a neighbor's house. That's the very first thing you say.
Yep.
And then there's no thought that somebody took him.
Yep.
You
So
said there's no thought.
there's no thought for law enforcement.
But you
When
don't
you-
really
when you-
understand what happened leading up to the day.
Oh my God, Letecia.
In terms of me and Gannon. I love Gannon.
Yep.
With all my heart.
Yep.
And so you can sit here and say 90% parents, this.
You're not saying you don't love him.
I love him.
I'm saying that even I have had times when my son rolled the basketball underneath that I wanted to turn around and
Right.
do something, and then I would have regretted it later.
But you're saying, what you're saying to me is, what you think is that I hurt Gannon.
And I don't think it was intentional.
Okay, but I didn't hurt Gannon. Okay. And I didn't either intentional or not intentional hurt Gannon. I did not.
Yeah.
That's just not what happened. Okay.
I have a
And
bridge
I
to
had
sell
this
you in
conversation with you just to see for a second.
just
if I
outside
could
of
get-
Montello.
How can you expect me to help you, Letecia, if you're not going to tell me what happened?
Because
You can't go, let me tell you. You can unlock the entire resources of the
I hope
FBI
so,
right
Shauna.
now. I've told you that. But then you say that you're not willing to do it, whether you don't trust me or you think that there's these
But you
people
already
involved.
told me someone wasn't there based on the alarm.
That's from what we can see. Yes,
Okay.
movement in the basement,
Right.
movement upstairs.
But you've already told me that based on that. Okay. But what you're not realizing is there's 2 sensors on that home.
Yeah.
Two that can easily be manipulated. Easily.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you even knew anything about prior, you would be thinking a lot differently. But see, that's why I can't talk to you about these things because you already have predetermined what you're
Oh
doing.
my
You
God.
said intentionally,
listen.
unintentionally.
Just lock her up.
That's not the case.
Saying I'm right 100% of the time. It doesn't, you need to just disregard whatever I think, or really whatever anybody else thinks. If you have a truth,
Let
and
me
if
in a
you have
little
something that will help us
room like that with her.
really the hell with me and everybody else and what we think. You
Give me a
just
Red
cast
Bull.
that aside. All I can follow is the facts of the case as they're told to me. And so for me to go somewhere else besides the facts, I have to then go back to the facts to check it. So when I say something
I'll
like,
talk to you in private, but you can't tell Albert about anything that led up to it or anyone else.
Albert will
But
not
I
know
will
any of this.
understand that, but I will, but I need your help and I need to know that you tell me there's resources, you tell me whatever, okay? I know you're saying you got whatever, this and that and all that, but I really am gonna need help. Like, a lot. Where do you? Don't base it on some alarm report, because they can easily manipulate it.
Well, we're not just.
They
looking
easily
for
were.
alarm.
I know I'm saying when you're saying no one else was there.
So
When you say that, don't base it on that, please. I'm begging you. Because that was not even remotely. Was not even. I mean,
Mr. Grusin, I just remind you that you're still under oath.
At the beginning of that portion of the interview, Mr. Grusing, you go through a description of if you allowed somebody else to come into the house and do bad things to Gannon, then you're just as guilty. Why were you going down that path and explaining that to her?
Well, it had to do with the numerous stories that she had told us and Al over the phone. And just whatever complicity she was going to make with me, I was wanting to move more directly towards her involvement. So just saying that if she was going to introduce yet another person, like the last one that she introduced was the pregnant lady, and it didn't really have any legs to stand on. I didn't want her to go down that path again.
So was that you trying to encourage her to talk about her actions as opposed to pointing it out to different people?
Yes.
Okay. What about the discussion you had where you're talking about the good guys, the bad guys dynamic and that whole thing, arresting bank robbers? What was that purpose of that?
To tell Letecia basically that she was a good person and that good people can do bad things.
In that portion of the interview, she says she couldn't just come at you and tell you what had happened. What was your take from that particular point of the interview?
Well, I don't know if this is the same thing you're talking about, but she told me that she had keys or some type of keys she was trying to give us, but that she couldn't tell us directly what happened. And to me, that meant that she had been giving us hints along during the different phone calls through Al, because she had already told me that she knew that I and others were listening.
That's exactly what I was talking about, where she's telling you basically that I've been trying to give hints throughout this whole thing. Were there, in fact, some hints in her various statements?
Absolutely.
Can you give us examples of that, please?
Well, she mentioned that Gannon was not in Colorado in either the phone call on February 19th or 21st. I think it was the 19th. And then she told Al that he's not in the US. And we later learned that it's close to being true. She also, as we've spoken of numerous times, described the injuries, and she was even describing time periods that we were interested in, like the night before the 2 trips to Costco and what had happened in between those 2 trips. And then when she would come home, what happened after she arrived back at the house. And yeah, so when you compile them all together, she was describing a lot of what had happened separately through the investigation being done by El Paso County Sheriff's Office.
And when you talk about that it was almost true that Gannon wasn't in the United States, are you referring to where Gannon was later found on the essentially banks of a river that flows into the Gulf of Mexico?
Yes.
Okay, down in Florida. Why did you tell her that you don't think it was intentional? What, in the way you're implying it in that statement is you don't think what she did to Gannon was intentional. Why'd you say that?
Well, in her first statement that I was present for with Al on the 13th of February, she said that Gannon's first injury in her timeline was that he cut his foot on Saturday. And then she went on to other things that had happened. And in my experience with domestic violence, I had seen that an accident might precede something intentional. And I was giving her the opportunity to say that if she wanted to.
Was that essentially you building it out for her to feel better about telling you what actually happened again?
Yes, and still just trying to find any factual information from her on injuries to Gannon when they might have occurred, and it's much easier to talk about an accident than something intentional.
Okay. The next section that I want to talk about is right after this. Do you remember her talking about she reached out to people to go places?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and play that. It's at timestamps 1:46:45 through 1:48:30. So going directly from here to 1:48:30.
I go
So
from
you
just
care
about
about
throwing
people.
up
I
to
care
wanting
about
to
people.
jump
I have
through my
reached out
computer.
every day offering for people to go in these certain places to get even insight to see. I every day ask, hey, can you go do this? Can someone meet with you?
So you've asked someone to go look for him?
Right, like I reached out and I asked Albert. I said, hey, can you let me tell me about this and let's go to this location. So
Yeah.
I've asked all these.
What location do you think he's at now? Yeah.
Her
No, I'm
lawyers
just
are like,
saying,
oh
No,
my
but I'm
God.
asking you
in
right
general.
now. Where do you think he is right now?
I don't know exactly. I
Uh-huh.
don't know,
Well, where do you know him to last?
but I am 99% confident Gannon is alive.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Where do you know him to last be?
Yeah.
I want to help her, but I'm in a room and
Uh-huh.
we've already talking about all this in the court.
Uh-huh.
it's me against everybody else.
So here's
Yeah,
the deal.
because you're
Once this
the
thing goes
frickin'
through the courts,
devil.
you talk about that. You're the only one to be with him. You think
Oh
you're
my
going to be able
God.
to tell a story.
A story?
It might be a true story.
God, sir.
But listen,
Oh my
I've
God,
listened to a lot of your
sir.
stories, and I don't know what else to tell them.
Yeah, okay, that's because I was mad at him. Had nothing. I already
But
knew.
Uh-huh.
I've seen what you told the news reporter. I've listened to what you told El Paso about
Yeah.
the sex assault that happened in the house.
I already knew that you guys were
Uh-huh.
listening to him.
Yeah.
So I said
Yeah,
that.
don't forget about the
Yeah.
SA for
But
both her
what I
and
think
Gannon,
I
the
can
little
offer you
witch.
today is some help.
Okay.
So in the beginning of that portion, Mr. Grusing, she's talking about, she's been trying to reach out to get people to go places. Do you know of any effort she made to reach out to give information?
What's she doing, Dun Dun?
Factual information that could be acted on?
Hubby.
So in this, basically in this interview, do you also go through a portion where you're describing that you're looking at her stories and they're just not making sense?
Correct.
I'm going to jump to 1 hour, 51 minutes and 40 seconds and play 1 hour, 56 through 1 hour, 56:24.
And so I'm looking at your story, the ones that you've told to Al, the ones that you've said in the media, of hitting your head. When you hit your head, you didn't see what happened. And then when someone else takes Gannon, or when he's riding a bike and he hits his head and stuff
No,
like that.
I didn't buy. I just told you I was saying that to Albert because I was upset that he wasn't listening to me. That I did not hurt Gannon.
I don't think you intended to hurt Gannon at all.
There's no.
No, I'm not saying you did, or he hurt himself. Something bad happened in his room.
No.
Have you seen the? You helped clean it off the wall. We know that.
This here, what you're talking about is completely irrelevant. About the whole
Well, then-
thinking bad,
Well,
whatever.
Tell me about if it's irrelevant, Letecia. Help me, because there's a big blood pool in the corner. There's spray on the wall.
Because if I tell you anything about any of that, all you're gonna say to me is, "Hey, da, da, da."
If you didn't do it, no, I will be your advocate. Because why do we know each other?
No, but
Why would I care if you didn't do it and
I
it
didn't.
helps me find Gannon?
I didn't do it.
Okay, well then help me find out who did.
Who did what?
That to Gannon in his
Done
room.
what? Done what to Gannon in his room?
There's a pool of blood in the corner.
Okay.
That's Gannon's blood.
Okay. So you're saying now this is where I have a hard time knowing whether you're like, okay, trust you or not, right? You're saying there's a pool of blood. Albert said saucer size, because I'm sure you had him say all this, 'cause I'm sure you were there, whatever. Okay. In his room, and you said something about, what'd you say? Then, if that's your whatever, your expert advice or
There's
whatever,
more blood.
okay, then where do you think that I had any involvement with Gannon, and where did he go? That's where it has to click at some point. That
And that's what I listened to you do that to Al, to where
I
you're
didn't do it.
making him guess what happened to Gannon.
I don't want him to guess.
Well, no, you're asking me to guess.
No. I was asking the question, sir. I wasn't trying to get. I was just saying in general, asking the question. I want help with people understanding. I tried to give any insight, help, clue, anything, but I can't because they know my daughter, everyone, my family, my mom, everyone. And you can think that.
But right now, Letecia, I mean, you can go down that road, but it's not going to save you in court.
But
because you're the last adult living.
sir,
And nobody else, just let me try to
I'm
protect
sorry.
you. I'm not trying to hurt you here. This is actually protecting you. If you don't tell us where to go investigate,
Mhm.
then nobody's going to investigate for you. You're the last adult living. You told a lot of lies. about all these injuries from
Not
his
to,
foot.
I didn't tell lies to you or to any police officer.
Did a sex assault happen in the house?
I didn't tell any lies to you or a police officer.
So we don't have anybody to chase though. If we don't chase you, do you understand?
But if you chase me, okay, and you do this to me, people are protected because you guys aren't going to protect anybody. People are protected.
We can protect people. We can protect you, family, if this is involved. Now, I've worked South American death groups. I've worked gangsters. I've worked organized crime.
Mm-hmm.
None of that stuff rings true with what happened here. I mean, how is a very organized gang going to come into a house in Colorado Springs?
Who said it? A house? Why does it have to be in the house? See, that's where
where he
you're not.
last was.
Oh.
Are you going to make me guess where he was then?
No, I'm telling you, you're not going to listen to me. You already just said the last was in the house.
But see, you're going back to you care what I think. You shouldn't care what I
do
think.
care what you think. You want to know why? Because I care about how people think of me, because I am not that kind of person. That's why.
And if you can point me to a different person, then I can help you.
I gave him.
So it stopped at 156.26. When the discussion about the riding the bike and Quincy Brown came up, she stopped you and said, basically she gives a description of, she was just saying that to Al. Do you remember that portion?
Yes.
Was that her basically admitting that what she had told in that particular story, that Quincy Brown, that whole thing was not true?
Correct.
What about the portion of the discussion where you point out that, are you trying to make Al guess? Are you trying to make me guess? What was your intent of making that distinction there, and what were you trying to get to?
Well, I had asked her a question about the blood in the bedroom, trying to get her to explain that to me. And instead, she posed the question to me that if she was responsible, where was Gannon? It's an open-ended question that only she knew. And as I told Letecia, I had seen her do this to Al. I'd heard her do it to Al while we were in the room multiple times. When it's a direct question, we need an answer, or I needed one for the blood, and instead she's asking me where Gannon is, and she knows that I don't know the answer.
Did it appear from your perspective that that was intentionally trying to not give you information as to what happened in the room, or to Gannon?
Yes, both.
Did you confront her with web searches that were done on her phone?
Yes.
I'm going to jump to that portion of the interview, and this is 1 hour, 56 minutes and 52 seconds through 2 hours and 10 seconds.
Because you know, in here, I even have what you entered in your phone, the stuff that you've entered and deleted, like blood is spurting from an arterial bleed, direct pressure not controlling.
Do what? I didn't look this up.
It's from your phone.
Blood is what?
Spurting from an arterial bleed.
No.
Somebody did from your phone. I don't like my stepson.
No.
I don't like my stepson. Should I get a divorce? Stalk cheating. I'll stalk Instagram. I'll stalk cheating in Colorado Springs. Catch I'll stalk cheating. How to get blood out of sheep.
Out of sheep?
Mm-hmm. I want immunity.
The blood out of sheets was because we always had always nosebleeds. If I ever looked at blood out of sheets, it was nosebleeds.
And I figured it might be something.
I didn't ever look up anything about an artery or something unless it went from something else.
It's on your phone.
And I never looked up anything about my stepson unless someone else did it.
The reason I brought up gangs is you looked up, I want immunity because it was gang related. And this sounds like find me a new husband, find me a rich guy who wants to take care of his kids.
The new husband is just because Albert already knew that was about the lady Debbie Sherrill who wanted to find a new husband after 35 or something. He picked me about Amazon.
And like a lot of these can have nothing to do with this.
It doesn't.
I get it.
And
Can I spray paint wood?
spray paint wood. Well, we always were to wood.
Yeah. I'm doing all the work for my stepkids and their mom doesn't help.
Oh, that bothered me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame
Oh,
you.
yes, because I wanted them to be mine. Like
What about it?
me to be their child.
Hit and run? You Googled a lot on Letecia and traffic accident, hit and run.
No, I didn't hit anybody.
No? What was that?
What date was it?
I don't have a date on these. I was downloading stuff as I was coming on the plane.
Yeah, no. I don't. If
My
you tell me
husband
the
wants
date.
a divorce. My husband wants a baby, but I want an abortion. One day, some people will wish they treated you differently, which I get that. Parenting should be for people, not one. Quote the suicidal person might say. I mean, these make me very sad when I read them because I can see you're doing all the work at home by yourself.
Which I wanted to be there. Like, I wanted to totally have the kids as my children. That's the point you're not getting. Like, I wanted those kids to be saying to me that I'm their mom.
Yeah.
Like, I am the person who does it, cares for them, loves them, everything. So you can think that.
What do you do if you suspect a person swallowed poison? Did somebody actually swallow poison?
Poison? I don't know. I always click things and read them.
Did somebody swallow it?
No one swallowed any poison.
You will never forgive me and treat me like a princess. You'll never know when it's too late.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always search for things in Albert.
So in that particular portion, you mentioned the immunity. Was there a particular phone calls during the consensual recorded phone calls process where she was also saying the same thing to Al in those phone calls?
Yes, there was. It was one of the earlier phone calls I was involved in.
Did you ask her to describe what injuries Gannon suffered a little bit later after this?
Yes.
I'm going to jump to timestamp 2 hours and 50 seconds. And play through 2 hours, 8 minutes and 55 seconds.
Everything.
If you're not willing to go with who took Gannon, can you at least tell me what injuries he suffered? The true ones. As far as the cut foot, was that a legit injury?
Yes.
And where did that happen?
Oh, he was outside in the garage, and when he was outside in the garage, he was running to go help me take the trash, take the trash out, come back and help me get stuff out of the car, and then he stepped on something, which I left the blood there. Like, I left it, like, because Albert said, don't touch that fine wood or African wood, whatever kind of wood it was.
What did the piece of wood look like? Okay. And it's still there in the garage.
Oh my God,
I had
she's
to
resumed the
drive
cousin
all the time.
it.
Like, I always had to
Oh
drive
my
over.
God, this freaking
Right. But
woman.
you didn't take that out of the garage.
I can't look at you. I did nothing. I said I did
Were
nothing.
in the garage. You could not fit. I left.
Whatever.
That I threw in the back of Albert's truck. And then there was the two longboards.
I do. I give those guys so much credit. Like, how do you sit there and listen to all of this BS and
I left the longboards
like
because I don't that was
not lose their brains?
We're trying to get wood off of it. The other piece of wood.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me, Letecia?
What was that?
There was a bunch of pieces that were laying around from that night, from us running through there. It was like little pieces. There was a piece about this size, maybe a couple pieces. But that
you threw it in the back of the truck?
Well trained, I guess.
You said bigger like this. It wasn't that big.
Okay.
Yeah, it was I knew it was not the wood that he would be freaking out. So
In my mind, anyone who can lie like this
he did hurt him
consistently
on Sunday.
And how badly?
and expect people to believe her,
Saturday, I'm sorry. From Saturday.
they are literally, in my mind, capable of anything
To drive to
because they
the-
really don't care
wasn't even gone.
about other people's reality. She doesn't give a shit about any people. Nobody.
So, did
Not
it
her
require
husband,
Band-Aid?
not the kids, not Harley.
Whenever he always
Nobody.
he tries to be like, he's not like Lena where
She's,
like,
oh
Lena
my
or whatever.
God.
Lena would literally
Well
come
trained
short
guys,
and
because holy
and
shit, I
drive.
couldn't sit there and
Run,
listen to
whatever,
this.
just run everywhere,
I
get
just
everywhere.
couldn't.
So what did you do on this occasion?
We literally took the paper towel. That's why I just told you about the toe
Uh-huh.
and put it in between them.
So it was in between his toes is where the injury
No,
was?
it was like wrapped here.
Okay.
We had it wrapped. And I don't remember if we got a Band-Aid, to be honest. What?
So that doesn't sound like a big injury.
Well, it wasn't. I mean,
So
he-
that's right. She's
well, there was
trying
a
to
big
blame the
injury.
foot on all that
Letecia
stuff they
would.
found right
Said,
beside the van.
fine, after
One
wood.
of the excuses was his
Drops,
foot was
feet.
bleeding,
Well,
and
what I
his
did was I
hangnails,
was trying
he
to
rubbed
take
them all over the
water
wall.
to do it, but then I
Jazzy,
realized if I
stop
put
singing.
cleaner, then that wouldn't do anything.
No,
but
stop
cause
singing.
the
I'm sorry,
damage, 'cause I would always want to
guys.
do cleaner.
Literally, as soon as I start to talk,
Use those pieces of wood
yeah,
instead.
Mom. Okay,
Did you ever use that
so
shop
yeah,
vac to
she's
clean up
doing the
any
cousin it
fingernails there?
again. Oh
I never
my
used the shop vac.
God.
The shop vac was never. I couldn't even like move anything with the shop. Anything that would have been used with the shop vac would have been Albert. Other than the times that we brought it, which would have been weeks ago, and we did spring cleaning or fall cleaning around the house in the corners. So that would have been the shop vac. I never. There was nothing I ever did and vacuumed up something with a shop vac.
All right,
Like,
that helps me. I'm
you
just
know,
asking.
like any of that.
Right.
There's none of that ever happened.
So the burns on the arms weren't that bad. The cut on the toe or the bottom of the foot wasn't that
So
bad.
we still were able to go hiking. He was able to still go
Right.
hiking. It was bleeding on the board.
But
we
not
never
after
really-
that, not over the house, that sort of thing.
Well, he had the piece of paper and went down to his room.
Yeah.
Like wrapped around his foot. So I mean, if anything, there could have been drug or something. No.
What about the wound to the head that you talked to Al about?
So Albert was like trying to get me to say whatever, because I'm sure you guys are having to do that. I knew that's what he was doing. So Albert was trying to get me to say that, like talk to him about, like, or whatever. So I threw out some stories to Albert because he was making me so upset. Just like everyone not understanding that intervention portion. And there's someone intervening in this. And that's where people didn't understand and want to say anything. So I just started rambling stuff to Albert. And I even said to you guys, hey, I know you're listening. And it was just to be whatever.
But do you know what that sounds like, though, to a dad who's flipping a kid? And then you say, and a previous head wound happened to where it was blood running down his face and that sort of thing. And it, had to bandage it up. And
Well, I don't remember saying anything about bandaging up.
I think you said Quincy Brown tried to bandage it up.
Oh, because he was making me mad about something. Yeah. I was about to say, I don't remember me saying I did that.
So he did suffer a head wound, though. We know.
Head-
Yes.
Oh my
Head or neck.
God, this woman.
That's what caused the blood.
Jazzy,
And
no.
so even if you choose not to tell us where Gannon is today because you're too nervous or whatever else,
Oh my
we would
God,
like
nervous.
to know where that was on him. So if we find him on our own, if you've given me the clues to go find
Stop
him,
it.
that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Where was that?
Gannon is alive.
He's alive, fine, but where was that wound?
Oh
Was it
my
his neck or his
God,
head?
smack her.
I always think about it like
Get down, Jazz.
But
Get
you had to clean
down.
up the wall. You went ahead.
You're
and,
good.
That is not
No
even
singing.
from what you're talking about there had nothing to do with anything from Saturday, Sunday, and whatever.
Like,
That
how
had
many
nothing
times
to
has
do
she
with
sat there and
anything.
changed this story?
It did not.
You're going to have to
Oh my
explain
God,
it.
one
It did not.
sitting.
Well, just tell me how.
It did not. I promise
But
you.
you're not going to tell me how.
And his
Nobody
lawyers,
can
yeah,
help you with
You're
that.
not gonna
just
help me
like
with that.
probably feeling they want to do exactly
can
what
do that with
Letecia is,
yourself
like
on the
hide,
stand
crawl into a hole.
after telling all these stories, which
Oh my
I'm gonna ask
good
you about,
Lord,
and then
this
say, I
woman.
can explain all that, and it's some party.
I bet
that
this is
I never told
exactly
law
what they
enforcement
want to
go
do.
chase.
And she's doing.
If Gannon is alive, we have an 11-year-old kid somewhere
Oh my
being held against
good
his will,
God. Yep,
and you're not telling us.
exactly.
You might as well have done this yourself.
Exactly.
That's why I'm saying.
Let me hook you again. I right there.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to talk to you no more. Now I just don't want to talk to you no more. Oh my God, princess. It's not how I expected this to go. No, this is not what I expected to happen. Honestly, it was like Mark Aguardo, pregnant lady, last guy. That's who it was. It was all of them all. Sure, I'm forgetting somebody. Quincy, of course. Quincy Brown. Like, what the hell goes through this girl's head? Oh my God. Even the judge every once in a while sits back and just listens like,
2
what?
hours, 8 minutes, and 55 seconds. What did she write down in your notebook?
I just remember the first part, that the head wound was on Saturday.
You remember
The
it
judge,
saying,
huh?
it had nothing to do with this?
Words to that effect, yeah.
He's paying attention.
What was your take on that? That instead of saying it on the camera, she wanted to write it down in your notebook?
Well, whether it's
Yeah, he's
by
paying
now,
attention
whether it's
today.
the argument that she didn't want to talk about the burns,
Right, Mexi?
and even calling Gannon in as
Oh
absent.
my
You know, I wasn't
God,
pushing her. I
man.
would give her the opportunity to talk, and then she would not talk, so I would move on. And now that we're to the
He does. He
blood
looks just like,
and what
what?
happened in the room, I think it was too difficult for her to say it out loud with the head wound.
Yeah.
When
Yeah, she
she's
was
going
so
over,
worried about
the
that.
wound to the head, and then she actually says she just started throwing out stories because Al was making me mad. You remember that
I do.
portion?
Unreal.
What were your thoughts on that particular part of the interview?
Well, that was consistent with what she was telling Al on the phone calls. and Al would continue to push her like, we need to find Gannon. And then she would say, what about our relationship?
Yeah.
So she would move from finding out what happened to Gannon to her feelings. towards what
Exactly.
she was doing here
Boom.
again.
Is this also an example of her blaming others for her behavior?
Yes.
Yep.
Did you ask her about blood being found in the back of her Volkswagen Tiguan?
Yes.
Oh my good
Okay, I'll
God.
play that portion next. And Judge, just as I'm watching the time, is there a time that you want me to shoot for a break?
You can,
Okay,
something like that.
I'll just watch the clock on that. This next section picks up from here and goes through 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 57 seconds.
About the blood on the back of the Tiguan.
Tiguan?
Mhm.
The only blood would have been in the back of the Tiguan when we opened the car up. In the car, we were sitting there to do his foot. There's nothing to do with it.
There's too much to be
No,
just a toe.
no. No, sir. That is absolutely not true. That was where we were sitting on the back of the car when we were unloading stuff. We were sitting in the back of the car. There is no, no, sir.
There's plenty in the garage. So.
But there was nothing in the garage. There was plenty of times that everybody worked in the garage. Had nothing to do with.
Not everybody. Gannon's not working in the garage and bleeding all over the place.
There was nothing about bleeding all over the place in the garage that had to do with anything. I'm telling you, what you're asking me is completely, totally different than anything has to do.
Do you know what this looks like? That you're telling me the truth. Again, please don't think. Please don't. That you're telling me the truth. That Saturday had nothing to do with him disappearing and being gone for over a month. Do you know what that looks like?
It's like I am in a situation and I need help getting out.
But you're not willing to tell me how to help you. So now you're saying that Gannon had a really bad head wound on Saturday.
No, I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
The head thing was Saturday, and the amount of blood there?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what you're talking about completely different than what you're saying.
Yeah, this doesn't look better for you, because now you haven't told Al that he has a head wound. You haven't called the hospital.
It wasn't like that. It was
Well,
not.
then you have to tell me. I mean, you don't have to do anything, but
It's not what it was like, sir. It's not. It had nothing to do with me. It's not what it was like. Okay?
So in that particular portion where you're asking about the blood on the Tiguan, had you been made aware of when she showed up to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office for an interview and the condition of her car?
Yes.
What information did you know about that?
But the car had been washed.
Did you ask her if someone else injured Gannon in this
Yes.
interview? Okay. We're gonna jump to that portion. It picks up here and goes through 2 hours and 20 minutes and 06 seconds.
Someone else injured him on Saturday. That's an easy one.
Coming
You don't
out.
need to tell me the name. Did someone else injure him on Saturday?
I literally have ever seen a trial does what right now. To me, it's the most bizarre behavior ever.
That's where this is going to be whatever, because you're going
What
to
did like? What's the advantage of sitting there like that? Like we were saying earlier, like
Help us.
even
Advocate
bad
for
attention
every
is
version you tell me,
attention.
And I will actually prove it.
She's like,
That's all I do is
oh my
change-
God. She sits there with the
wrong
FBI
most of the time.
You have a way to
and
pull it
changes her
You have a way to
story
pull up
like
stuff
a
like that. You
kabillion
have that.
times.
We can do that while you're here. Yes.
She's just like,
Well, no,
Show
I'm
me.
saying, you said you have this.
oh
You
my
have ways to pull up.
God, she's a freak.
How do you have ways to pull that?
We have technical people. I'm not a tech person, but we have plenty of tech people that are super smart to do it. If you tell me what to do, we can do that while we're talking, take a break, you can go to the restroom, whatever else. We can solve this thing right now.
Why come I just can't talk to you without a bunch of people watching me?
Then we can talk right now.
Yeah, but come on, there's people here.
Yeah. What
If
do
you-
you
I
want me?
think-
You tell me what you want to do, and I will have
I
you.
want to talk to you to tell you about leading up to anything. I want to talk to you because I want you to find Gannon, and I believe in all my heart you will help me.
Oh
Not
my
like you
God.
try to say, oh, you're telling the story and throw me somewhere. Okay.
So is he alive?
I understand. Let me finish this and I'll
Sorry.
answer the question. I understand what you're saying about federal versus local, whatever. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to want to talk to you is that I don't want anything said before held against me if I provide you with 100% the truth to help you.
That'll work. This is the first time we're talking, and it's for a reason. You haven't
Okay.
talked to the feds yet.
Right. So if I can, I don't want to be sitting here with all these people watching because I want you to listen at exactly what happened and go from there. Okay.
Okay.
And that's not, I know you're trained to do this and interrogate people and all this. I want nothing more than for Gannon to be okay. That's all I want. I promise you. That's all I want.
Okay.
It. And I will take whatever resources, whatever help you want me to go do, even if it means take myself in the middle of somewhere where someone wants me to go to get him, make sure he's okay. I would do it. Because I love Gannon, and I love the family, and I love the ground that everybody walks on. Albert, Harley, Lena, Gannon. That is my family.
So
So in the end, you might think you got whatever by this and forensics and whatever. And I'm not arguing any of that. Very smart to know that you're a smart man and not stupid. But I need the help, the resources to not be attacked anymore. To know that something on the stupid app was a silly mistake. Okay?
So you brought someone in.
So I'm not, I
I
just,
know, I get it. So I'm representing law enforcement in Colorado. Okay. And if you tell me something, even though, we started a recording now, whatever else, and if you say we won't talk unless we turn off the recording, that can happen, but I'm going to pull in all those resources.
no, I want you to pull in resources. I'm not denying you to say pull in the resources. I'm looking at you from mother to a father. I have been scared because I don't know what's going to happen. Not with because I did something. I wouldn't have told you that there was people random people intervention or all these things if there wouldn't have been. Okay. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that.
Mhm.
Could have easily just been like, hey, if there was truly what you guys had thought about, I don't think you intentionally done it. There was an accident. Common sense, well enough to know to pick up the phone and say an accident. I'm not stupid. Okay. Might be freaking out because I don't know how to get this help, but I'm not stupid. Okay. And that's looking you dead in the eye to tell you I did not hurt Gannon at all. Okay. Where are you? So if you're willing to give me the opportunity to talk to you, I don't want to be like watched by people. I don't want to be, oh,
This
whatever.
is a separate recorder. This is mine.
Right. And so does the murder channel.
Oh
Yeah,
my
this is-
God, this woman is just like pissing me right off. Literally,
But I
back
know-
here swearing.
You'll get that.
It's like, are you kidding me? What the hell are you talking about?
That's what I want. I don't want to look at like you look at me like I'm just a bad person who doesn't want to find our child.
Well, yeah.
I just don't when it came at me as an attack, okay? Because that's what originally
She
happened.
just keeps verbal
I get it.
diarrhea. That's what this
Your
is,
job.
verbal diarrhea.
What? They're probably parents too, right?
Oh
They have to
my
do their job.
God.
Mhm.
Okay, I get that part. You can ask me about any of these, whatever. I'm sure it was something I saw somewhere, and I don't never looked up anything about my
Like,
stepchild. I've looked up
How
what I
does
have
this get
myself,
turned around to her? They're
and how
looking
I
for a
wanted her, how I
child.
wanted to
What
be
the
person that they
actual
are.
woman? What
Well, I didn't
the
even want him to go home.
actual?
I didn't even want him to have to go to their mother at all,
Oh,
at all, because I had to see pain and everything.
OMFG.
You're gonna take my character.
This
based upon
position of her, like
whatever.
That's
with the
okay.
table, like with that
When the kids are
desk.
missing, we don't only.
Could you imagine what the lawyers
We
think?
look at the entire neighborhood. We go through people's closets. We go. Everybody's lives is
Right.
turned upside down.
And I'll tell you right now, since if any of this is since then, of
Mm.
course I've looked at what people said. If people said something about the FBI, I Googled
But
FBI.
again, you worry too much about what we think. If you will get us there, we can protect you.
Okay, so then I talk to you, and I don't talk to Myrtle Beach Police Department and all these other people. I talk to you, and I explain to you. Okay, because you already saying you are charging me with something.
It's already been
Okay,
charged.
that's what I'm saying. You're already saying that. Okay. So how do I know that when I give you this here information?
But that's what this recording does. It protects you because I've already told you we will do this. We used to not record things, but we do now. And the only people sitting in there is the district attorney and some of the El Paso people. Myrtle Beach has nothing to do with this. They helped us find you.
Right.
So they have to be involved in this.
I understand it. There's nothing against Myrtle Beach.
It's trying to
Myrtle
make
Beach
it a
is
little
not
bit
in-
closer for us, but it wasn't doing a very good job.
Okay, well,
I don't
If
know
someone
that
else
I
took
can do
it,
it here.
we
Might
can
have to do
find
it.
Here. I want to be able to have an emotional, raw conversation.
Like, what the hell is wrong with her brain?
I mean, we can't go
She-
anywhere else. Where do you want to go?
Because I know people are sitting right here.
Nobody's sitting there.
Okay, someone's watching from there.
They are in the other room. It's the
Okay.
district attorney. Do you want me to tell them they can't watch?
No, I want to talk to
What the
someone in a raw,
F?
real conversation. That you
She
can
makes no
see
sense. Her
truly
brain does not work
in my
properly.
heart, the situation. That's what I want.
That's what.
She's a
this is.
freak.
No,
I'm sorry,
it's not.
she's a freak.
But how can I make
Who
it
is it?
that
The
much
district
easier?
attorney from Colorado?
What the
Yeah, see?
F does it matter? The games woman, the games are disgusting. And
But
as
I'm
we were saying,
asking
don't even
for-
make sense.
Instead of going through all, this, whatever,
What
sitting
the
here
hey?
wasting our time or whatever.
That's awesome.
I'm taking your word that you're going to help me. You're going to provide the resources from wherever you said you got them.
That's so awesome.
Before I do that,
She's
So-
nauseating. Like she is like
So
talking
this
to a
portion of the,
2-year-old.
Interview starts out with you asking her about, did somebody else injure
Oh
Gannon?
my God.
then
Look,
she
look at her
went
now.
on
Look at her.
Discussion about
What
apps.
the
Remember that
actual is she
portion?
doing?
Yes.
And you asked her to give the name of the app. And then it
Oh
led to
my
that long tangent.
God.
Was that another distraction? attempt away
Teleport,
from potentially
Maxie.
things that may help?
Misdirection, yes.
Yeah, she thinks she's slick. Meanwhile, the lawyers are
Did you ask
sitting
her
there
about
like,
trips
oh
that
my
she and Gail made
God.
to Palmer Lake
And
over the summer
whatever
and
the hell
across the
she's
thing?
doing,
did.
it's just like, what?
So we're gonna watch that next, and this is short. It's from 2 hours, 20 minutes and 10 seconds to 2 hours, 21 minutes and 20 seconds.
I have never seen anyone try to hide
Let me ask you
from
something, okay? Because this is our investigation.
their
You're taking all these trips
charges
to Palmer
or
Lake,
their
multiple trips,
I've never
different
seen
cars,
anybody do
renting
this.
a car.
Seen people do some pretty
How do you
unusual
not
shit,
involved
but
in it?
First off,
what?
I didn't ever get the drive to rental car anywhere.
I
because
cannot do
immediately
anything but
once
look at
we-
her and think of
you go to
cousin
Crest
it.
on this
I'm
one.
sorry.
Once we
This is
got
what
the rental
does it.
car or whatever, the National Guard was there. Everybody was in the house. We went in Albert's truck the whole entire day, going to Come and Go and all these places. So I never drove the rental car anywhere. And it's already been corrected from budget about the rental
Yeah.
car situation. I had to get that corrected yesterday. I never even drove it anywhere because I didn't get to. So whatever GPS you get from the rental car, it never was driven by me anywhere but literally up the street back. I didn't hardly drive it anywhere. There was no
Holy
rental car driven to any
what?
kind of places at all.
Oh my God.
The only
Yeah.
time I went anywhere in the rental car
It was a
maybe
ghost, guys.
40, 50 miles. I don't know, no more than 100 miles, counting there and back. And that was just driving it through the day because I went back to get my car.
She was possessed or something. Or yeah, something
What
overtook her
information do you
body.
have about rental
And
cars
this
when you
happened.
asked
She
her that
just,
question?
doesn't remember anything because
We had that on the day Al
oh
returned
God.
back in town, which I believe was
Makes me want to
Tuesday.
vomit.
The Tiguan had been parked at the airport, and Letecia had rented a car for that day leading into the next day. But then she'd actually came back and picked up the Tiguan Tuesday night. I don't remember or not if I had the mileage. She is correct here, and she drove it between 50 and 100 miles. I think it was about 70 miles. It came back that the rental car was driven, and like she said correctly, you could see the level of detail here. I believe she's being honest, and it probably was not driven up to Palmer Lake. So, yeah, it was factually correct what she was saying.
Were you aware of her
Oh
having
my
access to any
God.
other
Isn't
rental
that something
cars
when they
or
have
were
to
you aware
point
of
out the
this
truth
investigation?
because there's so much
Yes.
Like
bullshit?
the Nissan Altima?
Yes, I believe her Tiguan was seized, and then after that, she rented the Nissan.
A relative rented the Nissan? We've got that in
Unreal.
evidence. That's came
Okay.
from a different witness. But also,
No.
did you later learn that she also had access to 2 different types of rental vans?
Yes, I learned that later.
Okay. Did you have a discussion about PetSmart/Petco that leads into a discussion about blood on the walls and on her shoes and that kind of thing?
Yes.
We're going to jump
Right?
to 2 hours, 24
Good to
minutes
see you,
and 51
Bruja.
seconds and play through 2 hours and 28 minutes and 5
Yeah,
seconds.
they don't point out the lies in this case. They point out the rare truth. Oh my
Because
goodness.
everything that I've looked at in this case, and you see the
Right,
blood
Mexi.
splatter on the wall, you see a big pool in the corner. You see your shoes that we collected with Gannon's blood on the bottom of them.
Okay.
And then you point to Eduardo.
Here we go now. Here's
or maybe he
Eduardo.
did exist, and we don't have a last name. Then you point to Quincy Brown, and then you say Uncle Matt, and these names and stuff, and it's like, I've seen it before.
Oh, she is
And that was
Bruja.
Harold. That was
But I'm not Harold.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying this is my experience.
Right. I got
I'm
you.
not saying you are, but it didn't.
But to
go
her
well for
credit,
him
although
because
she
his attorney got
way
up.
lying,
He was one of the
she
best
was
attorneys in
honest
Colorado,
about the
$600,000.
injuries to Gannon. Yeah, and about
Craig Truman.
like
And he started with
she just kept adding more and more and more and
his
more.
dead wife's money.
Oh my
And
God.
Craig got up and said,
Yeah,
Harold is not
commentator's
a
getting a
murderer,
little
but he is
cranky
a
here.
liar. And what I was worried about when I first got the case, because they asked me to come in and work that case because I had worked other cases like it.
Yeah.
And Harold's just
And then I
responsible.
muted
And
out,
Harold, please don't say
and
this
I'm
is the
still
understanding.
swearing.
Yes, because
Well,
Harold
I'm
told
saying
all
worse
these different
because I'm not
stories.
on YouTube.
But when you start out with your defense attorney saying,
It's like,
my client
what?
is a liar, he's just making up crap. That's to the victim's family on how
Right.
Tony died. That's to his friends at church.
Oh
And
my
all men
God.
testified. These are the different ways Tony died.
Again, it's not good.
But he might be today.
Maxie.
You don't know that if someone is willing, if this, whether it's related or not, the head thing, if someone's willing to hold a kid for 30 days, how are they not willing to kill him?
Can I ask you something, or can I say
Well
something?
said.
Yes.
Here we go. More
Even
Letecia.
if the scenario would have been me just going to go talk to the lady here and telling them, hey, this is what happened. This is who did it. I know that he was hurt by someone. You know what the next question you're going to say to me? Who was this person? And all I'd say to you was, oh, well, can you help me figure it out from this app? Or can you help me figure it out
Oh
from
my
you? You
God.
know what you would say to me?
Oh
yeah,
my
sure.
God.
Right? That's exactly what you would say to me.
Mm.
So finding the, unless I can take you directly to where Gannon is, safe and sound, that is the only way that you're going to be like, oh,
Yeah. Like, where's
So
the
this person is
conversation
telling you
about
that
the
he's
missing
dead.
child?
so that's the only
You
thing.
selfish little.
I've even asked y'all, or I say y'all again, I mean, you're
I get it.
hey, please help. Why isn't there a word? Please, please, please. You're not understanding. Like, I beg.
You're not
I beg
understanding.
that completely.
You don't understand what happened.
Day in and day out.
And I can't say much right now because it's not safe for anybody. I'm just
Begged it to
protecting
let me-
everybody.
Still don't understand.
I don't know how those hangnails
So,
got all
in
over the
this
wall.
discussion where you're
But
trying to
that's what it
find
was.
information about
Blood from
how could there
hangnails.
be blood in these places and on walls and Eduardo and Quincy and all that kind of thing. Is this consistent approach from her in that she then doesn't want to give you any answers? When either in the recorded consensual phone calls with Mr. Stouch or this interview, did she ever give you any explanation like, you know what, I just woke up and
Damn.
Gannon was hurt and I don't know what happened?
No.
She ever say that she blacked out and Gannon was just gone and didn't know what happened?
She said once that her head was hit and she was unconscious during part of this period, but not that she didn't know what happened.
Okay. Did she ever say
I should
she
start
woke up in
adding
some other
alcohol
place
to
and
this.
didn't know what happened? Some point, there's been a couple of references now where she's wanting to go off camera, and she does it here again as well. Some point, does one of the DAs that was with you out in South Carolina actually come into the room and have a discussion with her about going off camera?
Yes.
Was that Martha McKinney?
Yes, it was.
Who was the other DA that was with you out in South Carolina? Do you remember?
I don't.
Was it the young lady sitting here with us, Angelina
Yep.
Gratiano?
Hi.
She look familiar?
Yes, she does.
I'm going to jump to that section. So jumping to 2 hours, 34 minutes and 20 seconds through 2 hours, 44 minutes and 54 seconds.
Holy. It's amazing
And before I
how
jump, as
mad
I'm
you can
typing
get
in
to
the-
someone you don't even
that
know.
timestamp to get to that exact point. Is it shortly after this where you actually leave the room for a little while and have a discussion about, can we do this off camera thing?
Yes.
And when you did that, was that leaving her in the room, the defendant in that same room by herself for some period of time?
Correct.
Did she do anything unusual inside the room during that time?
I recall.
Starts talking in Spanish or anything like that?
No.
So we're at 2:34:20 and I'm going to play through 2:44:54.
That's about like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is, Judge.
Break time.
Bruce, you can step down.
Thank you.
I think going forward, how many more of these do you have to play?
Well, the whole thing, like I've told you before, judges,
Well, let me give you some guidance. I think if it's going to be longer than about 10 minutes, Mr. Grusin can step down.
oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I can just make notes of when they're going to be longer like that. And then this should get us to about 3:10, Judge. So maybe we can take the break right after this one.
Mark, get set, go.
I'm with the district attorney's office.
Just so you know, I looked behind there. This place is under construction. There's no one back. I can walk you back there if you want to look.
Oh, no, I believe you. I was just talking about all these people watching.
Yeah, and Martha's been watching
Yeah, I have. Yeah. John said you wanted to talk to me?
about protection.
So I don't have any trust in anyone. Obviously, I know I've told him that I said things to Albert because I was not whatever. But how do I know that I'm gonna get
Oh
help?
my
Like,
God.
because I didn't hurt you at all. But I need the help to figure out how. So let me get to it.
Let me read you what she wrote.
Oh, love, love,
And I'm
love,
not
love.
Saturday, I told you.
Love, 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 love.
So we do have your phone, and we have gone through, like,
goodness.
these are key
Thank
things.
you, Maxie.
I'm talking
So-
about like it's a-
Did you have a different phone?
Oh
besides the
my
one that
goodness.
you had? Did you have another
That's
phone?
adorable.
Like a second phone?
Yeah. No, it's the same phone. The
It's the
same.
same
Yeah.
I'm melting.
The phone. You guys have the phone.
Okay,
Oh my God.
but at this time, like,
Yeah, I'm saying
disappeared,
that's the same, the 843, the 655 number.
but you didn't have a second one that this app might be on.
No. I only have this phone.
So, and let me explain, Martha, my understanding of what Letecia's asking is, how does she know, since I've said, if there's a bad guy or guys out there that did this to Gannon, that she can tell us where these guys are, and she's concerned for not only her safety, but the safety of her family.
Right.
And how can
He
she?
asked me would I trade my life for Gannon, and I said yes, but I said it's also other people. Like, how do I know that everyone
Oh
else
my God,
is
lady.
not gonna be? And how do I know that you guys aren't just trying to be like, whatever, if I walk you through anything or can help you with anything, I don't want to be just thrown somewhere, like being like, okay, well, you didn't tell me this, and I want to be able to help you and work together because I'm feeling
Look at her. Oh my
whatever.
God.
I do. I don't want to
It
feel like I'm
really.
cold-hearted, and I'm just tired of being like the person chased instead of being able to have someone to actually have compassion to help me.
I feel so bad for those lawyers. Oh my God.
Because John talked about how they're the FBI and they're the premier law enforcement agency that could protect you, could protect your entire family. And they, if Gannon's alive, they.
Okay.
I can't make you any promises.
Right.
Because
Go figure.
honestly, there's a lot of information that you have that we don't.
Okay.
So there aren't any promises. I can't come in here and promise you anything regarding the court case or the
Those lawyers.
or your
Okay.
involvement.
At break
But
time,
I can tell you
head
what
for
the
the
number one
exit
priority
door and just run.
Find Gannon.
Get to your vehicle and let's go to
so
Mexico.
If you were
Let's
talking to
go,
a
man.
law enforcement agency and they said, sure, we'll protect you. I mean, I can see how you would be suspicious of that.
Well, you guys are the lead agency. That's why I was
That's it.
asking.
Frickin'
I mean,
zombie.
they're the most funded agency there is.
Oh, okay.
And so if there was a
Oh
time
my God.
for you to feel like that you could protect,
Once again,
the
my
Whatever you
opinions,
can.
not a
Because I know you got
professional.
yours. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
as a backup.
Just a little bit of
So,
life experience.
If you want the recording turned off, you need to tell us really explicitly that that's your choice. Because the recordings have been put into law so that there's not a debate where he says you said one thing and you said I didn't, right? So it's to protect the person being interviewed.
Right.
But if it's something that you
It's not that I'm trying to, I just don't, it's just I wanted to have like a conversation with
Right.
him, just him, and try to explain to him in complete detail about everything because I do want this, I want the help to the next level to find out where he is. I really do. You guys have looked, you went to GPSs and all this, but you haven't found Gannon because you're coming after me. And I understand you're going to say, well, this is what we have to go on, and I respect that totally.
Yada
This is the first
yada.
time I ever get to sit down with people to actually to say, okay, this is what happened, this is what I know, please help me. Because then I feel like if I don't, because see, I easily would be like, hey, just give me an attorney and call it a day. I really want So do you think I want to waste time if I got resources when that's all I've asked for? I don't want to waste time.
Mm.
And if there's a chance it can be saved, everybody wants that information. But the only people who can save them are the FBI. I don't want you to think that this is being broadcast to the whole world.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Right.
No.
But they're the ones, the reason that we do that also is
Yeah.
I might miss something, and I probably do. And so then I can go talk to them and say, what am I missing?
Right.
And then
Yeah.
also it protects you, because if I make a promise that I can't deliver on with the FBI, then Martha gets to hear it, and then she would knock on the door.
But as soon as I give you information, what's going to happen is someone's going to say, well, you were involved with this person. You were cheating with this person. You
Oh
were
my
doing this.
God.
I'm just giving you scenarios.
But that's a lot better situation than you're
But,
in right
but
now.
what if I wasn't? That's my thing. And that's where the burden of proof, I can't depend my life on the
Okay.
burden of proof to be involved with just someone thinking that I'm just a bad person. I did not hurt Gannon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. No, was not
There
me.
are any
Don't look at me. Look over there.
Right. Yeah. I
Oh
can tell
my
you that we're
God.
looking into, and it seemed to me from listening to it that you had information, but I can't make you any promises.
But what I'm saying is, if you're saying to me, I have information, you're going to come and say, well, you should have given this information when I did nothing but attack.
But-
That's what I'm
But
saying.
you
See what I'm
can't,
saying?
you can't armchair quarterback yourself, though. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't look into the future and say, well, we're going to say this because you said that. If what Mark and I are saying are true, and that our only focus is Gannon, we don't care who leads us there, we just need Gannon, then you are protecting yourself by telling us this. If you never give us this information, then you don't protect yourself. And then we have one person to prosecute for Gannon.
When our focus is who took him and who hurt him, not with when people came forward with information.
How do I know that? Because that's my biggest thing. I know you're saying that, but like whatever I can do to help, I can help you. But I'm saying, how do I know that if, let's just say it's a, whatever, I tell you a specific person, okay? Let's just say that, okay? Then my thing is, what your thing is going to be like, well, you held this information for me and I'm having to utilize my resources, okay, and do all those things, not understanding that maybe sometimes there are people who are afraid of any other things going on.
Every day in my work, there are people who report things later than some people think they should. Every day. And we try to focus on the violent crime. And we certainly try to focus on the kids. I know that you want assurances and you want me to be able to say, you know, I will or won't do this. And I can't make you promises because I'm in the dark, right? It would be foolish for me to make you promises, but I have people who late report sex assault all the time. We have people who come forward years later. Our interest is in the truth about the crime. This is really all conversation I have. And I know that you wanted to have a frank conversation with them where you could really tell them. So unless you need me, I'm going to step out.
But you're still going back in the room.
Would
Unless
you
you
like
want to
us to
turn it
turn
off.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll turn it off.
How do I know that? Not that I don't want you to know
No.
anything. I want to be able to like really talk to them. Know that I can sincerely see in your heart you're going to help me.
I can bring you back there and you can see us turn it off. But the truth is, I could just turn it back on again.
I know.
I mean, there's a point where no one can verify everything you want.
Well, plus, that's her life. She has to tell the truth, just like I to you, when you don't want her to listen to you. You kind of have to look at logic here.
Okay.
I don't think Martha would throw away.
I don't want you to know. I want you to have all the information.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
So are you okay with the reporting continuing? We just won't be monitoring.
No, I didn't. He said that we
You
wouldn't.
wanted to turn off?
He said I could just talk to him.
Okay. So we're just gonna turn off the recording and that's your choice. That's
Okay.
what you want,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
And so he controls the turning it off from here, or are
No,
they?
you'll have to ask,
Okay, I'll have
find
to.
someone.
And so it's just gonna get turned off.
Okay.
And then once it's done, then I'll come back out and we'll turn it back on.
And it'll be a conversation between the two of you, and it'll be like the way, law enforcement.
All right.
Anything else from me?
No.
I'm gonna go get them, turn it on.
Do you want me to
No,
do that?
it's fine. I just.
So that's that portion, Judge. Do you want to take the break now or go a little bit more?
Let's go a little bit longer.
Okay. Mr. Grissom.
Feel okay? Okay, yeah, let's go a little bit longer.
Some point, did you have a discussion with the defendant during this interview where you're talking about ransom?
Yes,
Why was that part of the discussion?
she had brought that up. I think it was on February 15th that Quincy Brown was demanding a ransom. And also, since we were talking about a group possibly having Gannon, I couldn't see another reason why someone would have him. He would still be alive without them asking for something in demand.
But why bring it up in that particular interview? Why confront her with that?
Just to change tactics a little bit and see if she will move somewhere else, really.
Okay. In that portion of the discussion, were you also talking to her about in ransom cases, kids don't actually turn out to be okay?
Yeah, and maybe I'd worked one ransom case, if that. We don't see that very often. Normally, our rule is the 24-hour rule, the 48-hour rule. The further away you get from an abduction, the less likely the child is going to survive. And so now we were at over a month.
Does that same hold true for a missing kid? So the longer you get away from the point that a kid goes missing, the chances of survival go down as well?
Correct.
Did the defendant bring up who she describes as an FBI agent named Barbara?
Yes.
What was your take on that portion of the discussion?
I did not know a Barbara who was involved, and I asked the Colorado Springs office if there was a Barbara working in the case, and they said no as well.
Okay. The next section, Judge, that I want to get into is about a 10-minute video. Do you want me to go into that, play it, and then?
Let's do that. And then
Okay.
have a break.
So preceding that, she's already sort of challenged you on, because you asked the question a particular way, that shows that she couldn't trust you as it relates to Quincy being in Mexico. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
Does she bring that up again about that's why I have a problem with trust?
Yes.
All right, and so I'm going to jump to 2 hours and 49 minutes and 1 second. So this is a 10-minute section, Judge. And then if we're going to go directly to break, maybe he can come down.
That's fine. You can step down. Thank you, sir.
And then it happened February 5th, I think. So what happened was I got all the messages when I logged back in for my ICOG. I got all the messages that were just sitting there. And so I took that message and I forwarded it to, I sent it to people and I sent it to Albert. And I said, hey, I said, can you get someone to like look into this? I said, it could be just people, you know, sending random messages, or it could be creepers, you know, like people, whatever, being stupid, or it could be just in general, you know, the actual person. And so no one ever said anything to me about it. Then I get the Snapchat. Okay, so that.
Let me interrupt you first. Letecia, there's an 11-year-old kid. Again, we have to go back there. 11-year-old kid, injuries in the house. Now we know that. Taken. And you don't come to law enforcement for
This was a law enforcement
but no,
person.
there's
I've
no
been-
Barbara. I mean, how did you get in from, except through your friend? You had
She
Amber
said-
from the FBI.
Right, but she said that she worked with the FBI and she was gonna send information. She said that she worked with Amber. I swear to you, if you call 80, you can get the number from her to find out what Barbara, who the Barbara lady is. And she was actually emailing her today.
But if you told them back then and you trusted them with that information,
This is why
why are you not today? When
because no one has helped. I tried since February 5th with this. Today's
Oh my
March.
God, this
That's why
woman.
you see I had such a problem with trust.
Oh,
I,
yes.
I was there when you were talking to Amber, though. That was
Yes,
your
you
chance.
have problems
Amber.
with
Yeah,
trust.
that's the
Right.
legit FBI.
So then, is that what happened when I was talking to Amber? I got a message back from the attorney who said not to talk to you guys because you guys A, weren't the lead agency or something, and then B, not to say anything else unless he was present. That was when I was trying to talk to Amber.
But what?
But why wasn't that with Barbara then?
Because I gave it to my friend Amy, who had this relationship with Barbara, like trying to check on her.
But
or
see,
whatever.
again, this sounds like a lot of your calls
Mhm.
to where you're pointing fingers in different directions, but never giving specific
Mhm.
things.
Right, I gave
Right
it.
now, I mean, if Gannon is somewhere and you can get us there, and he sent proof of life or a picture of Gannon or whatever else, it makes no sense for some man
Mm.
to have an
not-
11-year-old child.
It wasn't that. It was because we
Boom.
someone was playing
Oh my
games. And
God,
if
this
someone was
woman.
playing games, we were trying to say that that person would have been like obstructing or whatever. That was the whole point. Not somebody had him and they were like, "Here, come get." My point was it was that we thought it was someone. Hey, here's someone playing games. Could you find out who this person is?
Yeah, but do you see where that's going? And all your
Mm.
talks with Al. Those are distractions. Those take up time.
Yeah,
And Gannon's over here. Somewhere.
Mm.
yeah.
And you are misleading law enforcement.
No, I didn't mislead them.
No. Well, you're
Boom,
misleading
boom,
anybody
boom,
who would
boom.
report to us.
No, I didn't mislead any of them.
Oh yeah, he's good,
That's all these
Maxie.
other stories.
He's
Well, it's an
really
hour. I
good.
wasn't misleading law
But you knew
enforcement.
we were in the room. You
Yeah,
just
because
said that.
I wouldn't have said stuff like that if I was trying to mislead. I was just doing whatever felt because he was making me upset.
Her reality is just
Kent is not
frickin',
finding his son.
Because I'm
Because-
also
I don't
the
know, out of
stepmother
this
who
world,
helped him
maybe.
get the kids, and he wouldn't have gotten them without me. So,
Oh,
yeah,
I agree, Maxie. Yeah.
You're willing to do that to Al. So.
no, I
Smart girl,
already
you said that right
apologized
from the
to him,
beginning.
and that was awful to say to him because I was angry. I had already done that.
But
Okay.
before we kick this thing in motion about all this protection and whatever, why haven't you said one thing though today? How in the world would he set
Damn
a
good
head
at
wound
his
on
job.
Saturday that required?
I didn't say it was a head wound that required
head
anything. I said the
thing?
head thing you're talking about when I said something to Albert. I said the head thing you're talking about. That's what I said.
So the bike accident thing?
You already trying the bike?
No, the head thing talking to Albert.
Oh
Never mind.
my God.
I'll
Never
just-
mind.
I'll just wait until you are ready to talk to me with from beginning.
There we
to
go.
end. Because I
Yeah.
already said that that is completely irrelevant to anything that what you're
You know,
talking about.
and
Completely irrelevant.
I won't help you find
I
like
told
the
Albert
little
something
boy.
else
I don't even want to
that
talk
was
to
his
you
story
until you
that
listen to
did
me
whatever to him. And it was wrong. And
and
I
believe all
already
my
apologized.
So the
bullshit.
things that you told Albert were that he was peeling these burns. Was that happening?
I'm not going to answer any more questions.
Oh, there
because
you
you're
go.
asking me about things, telling Albert out of being upset.
Sounds like this is how she
There's
talked to
nothing
Albert
happening
too.
that I was telling Albert nothing.
Must control the
I was literally
conversation.
just saying that to Albert because I was upset for him not standing by me and was figuring this out. This had nothing to do with me
Oh my
wanting to purposely
God.
do whatever or tell you guys anything.
Oh
It
my
was not what it was.
God.
It was me being
No.
upset with
Let
Albert.
me go back to
Holy frick.
a kid missing is about as bad as it gets.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I had a bank robbery 15 years ago to where a female went in the bank, she robbed the bank,
Oh,
she got the money, she came back to the car, and she drove away.
hmm
She was prosecuted for that. There were guys in the car with guns.
hmm
Okay, but she could have gone into the bank, said, lock those doors, those guys are making me do this.
Right.
You know,
huh.
yours is now, we have 30-some days of Gannon missing, and you haven't talked to
Ugh.
one law enforcement officer to say, I know where he is and he's safe.
I never did not try to talk to you guys. I
Mm-hmm.
never did not. No one ever, when felt like I was getting like a completely like bam, 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 farted.
Damn.
That's No one ever reached out to me from FBI to like have a conversation like you did. No one ever did.
You know, because everyone likes to sit down with me while I talk in circles,
It's not that I don't feel comfortable talking to
and
you.
yet
I just
don't
feel like from
give one lick of information. Oh my God,
that
yada,
person
yada,
heard,
yada.
you made even a comment about
Right?
Lake and about this
Right.
because that's the approach that they take.
Oh
as
my
if
God.
the
Like
person
she's
is
putting me
not
to
alive.
sleep.
And that bothers me because I don't want
Well,
anyone
we're
to
actually
take
the
that
ones,
approach.
we're the ones that told them that. And that's.
That one
specifically
lawyer of
true.
hers looks like he could use a snooze too.
From Gannon's
Yada,
case,
yada.
and from the amount of time that he's been missing, he is most likely dead.
But what I'm saying is, as a parent, is that maybe because you're like
What
used
the
to saying
frick?
that
You're
or
not a
something,
parent.
is that something like as a parent you
You're a
would want to hear?
monster. Monster, I
But
say.
would you rather hear a lie? Would you rather hear statistically he's probably alive? When it's about I would say it's less than a 1% chance at this point.
But why?
Him being 11, they would have asked for something. If kidnappings don't happen without a demand or without it being a parental deal.
Parental deal or demand.
Yeah.
So you're saying that nothing else, nobody intervenes ever. Ever.
I've seen one at a time, and again, I've worked violent crime in Denver for 20 years, a little over. And I saw one kid wander down the street. He had autism, and this was up in Brighton.
Damn.
And a guy took him in the house. He had
Boom.
a good day. The guy was mentally disabled as well, so we had two things happening at once. We had a kid with autism who just started wandering, and then we had a developmentally delayed adult who was just playing video games with him for 24 hours. But we ended up, the public said, there. And I remember knocking on the door. He had made little blankets for the kid in there. The kid was playing video games, and nothing bad had happened. That's the exception. I've been to the kids have been dismembered.
Hello, Dandy.
And from the blood in the house, that's what I'm thinking happened. I'm not saying he just got dismembered in the house. But there's enough blood in there that we don't think he survived.
Fair enough.
How could you have like possibly say that when you clearly see Gannon walking, leaving on Monday?
Yep.
See, that's
Leaving on Monday at 10. Yes.
right.
Correct.
Right.
So yeah, what's that got to do with things?
Okay.
But he comes back.
Walking.
Correct.
Okay. Walking.
Not
Barely,
walking around.
Letecia. Barely walking. Remember?
With like this. Yeah.
But he's back at 2.
Back at 2.
Exactly, Mexi.
Okay. If that's what you say, then then this whole thing is like even pointless to even.
It is.
anything,
Because you're full of
because you're
shit.
back at 2. But then you're also
Ugh.
saying something about going legs and here and there and whatever, and it's like none of it is even making sense. It doesn't even make sense.
So between the two Petco trips, it's when he disappeared then.
Have a great shift, Andy.
It doesn't make sense to me to say.
So let me tell
Oh,
you.
off work, not off to work.
I've been working for
My bad.
14 years with a guy named Scott Kimball. He's our informant that went around killing the girls. You remember me telling you about him
Good
before?
Lord, Franky.
Oh yeah.
When we first started. Not our best day, because I have dads out there who still wonder if their daughters are alive. Scott taught me one thing very well. There's only 2 people that can tell a story when someone either goes missing. Because one of these girls, Jennifer, is still missing. Like I said, we're pretty sure she's dead because it's been 14 years since we've seen her.
Oof.
But Scott told me, John, only 2 people can testify of what happened between me and Jennifer. And that's me, and that's Jennifer. And you're never going to find her.
Oh.
He did.
Wow.
So I've got to answer to his dad for the rest of my life. And I'll probably be answering to his dad after I retire, because Dad has my cell phone. Dad calls me on her birthday, on the day she went missing, on Father's Day.
The way Letecia should be behaving.
Because he's like, there's no other witnesses. So when I take a
That's
guess,
how you should be
that he came back home,
acting.
that's because people that looked on the video said he probably
That's
did,
how you
or,
behave.
I don't have the information you have. And I hear you do that to Al.
Mhm.
You're
Yes.
saying, oh, so that's what you think. Well, no, you know.
Because I have.
Yep.
That's 3
Oh my
hours.
God, look at her. I
Stop a
cannot
minute too early.
believe her.
I think I did. My eyes are getting bad. We got 1 more minute.
All right.
That way. If I don't be that way, then nobody's
Oof.
gonna help me. I don't.
It's-
I didn't
it's-
hurt Gannon.
I know I
didn't.
do it a
That's
lot,
fine,
but
but
I
right now
just
you're the
can't
only
help
one
it.
speaking.
Oh
But I
my
didn't hurt
God.
Gannon.
But how are you going to get past
Really?
these charges without help? How does that work?
Without help.
Like, is her face
Without
literally
two
on that
parties.
desk? I think so.
Like, again, it'd be like someone, I told you.
And her
before about
lawyers are
Jennifer. If
like,
somebody knew where Jennifer was,
Mhm.
and they're not telling me.
yeah, I
or
think they're a
or
little
somebody-
embarrassed.
I didn't say I knew where Gannon was.
You
It's
said
not-
you know he's okay.
No, I said as a parent, I'm never going to sit here
Mm.
and say, look at you and say, he's not okay. That's not what I'm going to do because I didn't do this.
Uh-huh.
So why would I look at you and say that? Like I'm dead looking at you in the eye saying, I would never as a
Mhm.
parent say that. No way could I ever say that
All right.
because I love Gannon.
Yeah.
I did not hurt Gannon.
Yeah.
I
We're
told
finally hearing his name.
Now it's really 3 hours, 1 minute and 35 seconds.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will take our afternoon break until 3:35. If I can have. Hold on just a minute. Okay, we're good. We're going to take our afternoon break. If I can have everyone back in the jury room and say 3:35, we should be able to start right on time at that point. Again, don't discuss the case among yourselves. Don't discuss the case with anyone else. All rise for the jury, please.
That is brutal to sit here and listen to. Oh, she stood up. I'm surprised she doesn't just, no, she can't turn around. Put your head down, Letecia, so you don't have to look at everybody because everybody really dislikes you. They think that you're a murdering wench. Yet
Thank
to
you.
be
May all be
decided
seated.
by a
Record should
court
reflect
of
the jury
law,
has left
but
the courtroom.
that's what most people
With
think.
that, court will be in recess until 3:35.
3:35, friends. 3:35. Oh my God. Isn't that like the worst to sit through? Oh, those guys get paid the big bucks for a good reason. Oh my goodness. What's going on here with my camera? Where's my baby pandas? I don't know where they are. I'd have to put them back up. I'll look over here again. Yeah, that is brutal to sit there and listen to. Like, they get paid the big bucks for a reason. What did I just do? Let's see if I can get that stream back until they're back. I'm looking here, guys. Oh, yeah, I need to oh, these guys are adorable. Let's do this for a few minutes. Explorer.org. They rock. Let's see if we can hear them. Because they should be making all sorts of little peeps. There's Mama. Oh, there's a Mama. How you guys doing in there? Okay, why is there no sound coming from this? That's high. That's awfully high. But yeah, that's supposed to be live, but there's no volume. So that's not fun. Although they are freaking adorable. Nursery at Warrior Canine. Okay, well, sanctuaries. What the hell's this one? The sheep barn. Whoa! No. I mean, they're cute and everything, but no. La 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 la. Mm-hmm. What's going on over here? Let's see what's going on here. Lies, 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 and more lies. Oh, God, that woman. You do. You almost want to jump through and like, oh, man, she gets my temper rocking. Yeah. And like I said, I'm worse when we're literally not seeing me and I'm on mute. I'm back here going blah, 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 blah. And then I get super mad and I'm like, okay, guys, blah. Like, what the hell? What the actual hell? Brutal. Ooh, the snow's almost melted away. We're sitting at 0. Yeah, this time of year, it snows. You end up with a fair amount, and then all of a sudden, it's gone. All of the little deer that were born last year, they're going to be 1. So they're a little bit bigger than, of course, they were. And still hang around mom quite a bit, but they are definitely independent. And now spring's coming, so all of the new babies are going to be here, and they are, oh my God, adorable. Their little rickety legs. It's like, oh my God. And you know, like when they're brand new, you know it. But we tend to get a lot, especially at, like they come in here anyways, because it is safe for them. And then hunting season, they don't leave. We used to have one, and I'm going to try and get all the pictures from my other computer. I need to buy another little memory stick. But I have pictures of that guy in my, like, beside my house. He's knocked down the bird feeders that just had like little seeds, was licking that off of the ground beside my vehicle. And it's like, what the hell? Hubby's like, come check it out. Come check it out. It's like, what? So did manage to get pictures of him. And then he would use the yard just to stretch out in. But we haven't seen him. This will be the 2nd year. So I'm hoping he's back. Otherwise, I think maybe a hunter may have got him. It's disturbing, but everybody wants the ones with these monstrous racks. And he definitely had a monstrous rack. He was an oldie. You know, it's kind of disturbing that they do that. You know, they get to an age where they should really be able to relax, just as we all know, as we get older. Well, and people are out there going, oh, boom. And sadly, they might use the meat, but that doesn't mean they're going to eat it. They just they want that rack. I don't like it. Hey, Mexi, when you practice guitar, you can put tiny pieces of tape around your fingertips to help them from burning. Oh, that's a good idea, Shauna. Good idea. Yeah, I never got into instruments when I was young. I've got these bongo drums I think I mentioned that I like kind of playing with, but I have no idea what I'm doing. They just feel kind of like, oh, I like this. So yeah, I wouldn't do it for a crowd or for guests. My goodness. We are so socked in from a low ceiling that the mountains I can usually see out my windows. No, not at all. Not at all. Random. I want Standy. Oh, is he putting his feet up? He is just chilling in there. Oh, life is good. Yeah, she does bring that out in a person, doesn't she? It's like, oh my God. I mean, anyone, doesn't matter, male or female, young or old, you touch a child and especially the stuff she's accused of, no one is going to like this woman. No one right now, I'm sure, likes this woman. She doesn't really have any kind of defense to do the crap she did. You know, it's obvious she can't even keep her story straight. It's like, what? And today we learned of Matt, and we learned a pregnant lady with all the money. Don't know what that means. And then she's gone in and she's sitting with the FBI saying, I want this and this and this and this. And if you don't, then I'm not saying anything about Gannon. Because that's normal? Oh my God. Yeah. There's no way I can be neutral, friends. There's just, it's not going to happen. Oh my God, look at them all. Oh, the one little one stretched right out. Oh my God. So awesome. Oh, look at I was gonna lay on my back and get a snack, a snooze. What the hell's in that water? Can I have some? Oh, look at it. Oh, life is good. Life is good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, her and her immunity, Shauna. Like, what the what? How many times did she say that to her husband in one of these phone calls? Has that one been released yet? I can't remember. I'm losing track. Hey, which is good. I mean, when it's coming out of her mouth and it's recorded, it's like, boom. Right? It's like, okay, can't really wiggle out of this one. And the way she's trying is like, it's just like a no-win situation with her tactics. Yeah, Shauna, you just do. You just naturally want to do something. Yeah, she just, rubs me way, way wrong. Yeah. Bet you JLR and Bullfrog and them are out there going, she's innocent. I don't know, just joking around. Oh my God, just people are so bizarre. People are so bizarre. Should I? I'm not sure what that is. Should I highlight it, Mexi? Let me know, friend. There we go. Letecia's. Oops. Yeah. You know, and I can handle most people. Like, seriously, not my issue. Usually, I'll just like, okay, whatever, not my circus, not my monkey. And it's unusual. These cases are bringing out, like, yeah, not good feelings with me. You, like Shauna said, it's pretty natural to feel this way. I don't know how to whistle. Yeah, Letecia's. Wowzer. So, of course, no court tomorrow. It's the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and then we're back Monday as far as we know so far. Do you know what I need to do? Is these guys are kind of sneaky with their... Okay, not there yet. You just pucker up and blow. What the hell, all these babies on a bench? I'm going to have to find a snack or something soon. I might have something to do with my brain cramps. Food can help at times. I wonder how old these ones are. It doesn't really say anywhere. So if anybody ever wonders what that thing is in the right-hand corner of, oh, it's a teeter-totter. I don't know where I was going in my own brain. Fibro fog. You guys are so awesome. I should at one point, if within between now and when I don't get to breathe anymore, whenever that is in the world, or in the plans, not my plans. I should put money towards, if I ever make money on here. I mean, it could happen, could not. I should start putting something towards some kind of fibro foundation, because they do need to figure out a lot more about what's going on with that, with fibro. It's just boofda. And there's not really a lot known, so something for me to consider, right? You always want some, if you can give it to any kind of charity a little bit, it's always good. Free for 2 days, yay, M&M. Breathe.
Ten till
10 till?
5, something like that, yeah.
There we go. Markets a go.
And if you wanted a little bit of cushion, I could stop at even quarter till if you want, just to give us
Oh,
that
I
extra.
should have.
Well, it's just gonna be a longer instruction for them, because since it's the weekend, I
Yeah.
read them the whole thing, and, I wanna go.
Yeah, I
over
don't
most of it.
do it
Okay.
for the money, that's for sure. But it would sure help with, I mean, this is not an inexpensive thing to do. It's quite costly, actually. And I had no idea.
It's been a constant problem,
So,
isn't it?
yeah,
It's a good one. It's okay. It's just.
I'm here to
Right,
kind
but I
of
mean, it just is.
help and do whatever I can. I
Is it
so
just happening,
appreciate you, Bruja. That's really kind.
Yeah, just that when they're transporting. We don't want that.
Oh, that's what that's,
Right?
oh,
Because it
Yeah,
is-
I appreciate the
I did it
confidence.
myself one time.
okay.
Thought about, oh, I hit
All
the-
rise for the jury, please.
So it's just an extra step.
I don't do the drama and I don't plan on it. So, yeah, I'm willing to just kind of, I love the community that we have. And
If I forget.
yeah,
He takes it off.
whatever happens, happens, right? But just slow and steady. Yeah, it's quite freaking expensive, Bruja. I had no
Thank you. May
idea.
all be seated.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very, very much for that.
Stouch,
I
record
appreciate it more than you know.
Return to the courtroom. Mr. Allen?
Thank you, Aaron. We'll just need the
Yeah.
screens turned back on again. Thank you, Judge. In that last section, and also in the section where the other DA was in the room,
Pretty great people
Here's
that hang
that.
around here.
defendant used misdirection.
Absolutely.
Again, was that fairly common throughout this whole thing?
Yes, and she was very effective at doing it when we brought the district attorney in, and she couldn't promise Letecia something. That was yet just another obstacle that we had to overcome to get to the questions we were asking.
Similar to the idea that if
Thank you, Shauna.
she would put conditions
Much
out there
appreciated,
that
guys.
maybe even be difficult for you to meet.
The
Yeah,
witness
amazing
protection,
spot.
the
Amazing people.
DEA involving other federal agencies. She had a very organized way of thinking about how I might not be able to do the things she's asking, and thus she might not have to answer the questions.
Oh, wow.
When
Mind of
the- when
monsters. That
the
is so
misdirection would be
kind.
employed by the defendant, was it around
And yeah,
specific
if
points
you
of interest
don't do
in
drama, you
the
grow
story of
slow.
what happened
But
to
I
you?
rather stay
Yes.
slow and
as what?
organically grow.
Well, right now.
And
we
I
were trying to
appreciate it.
figure out
Franky
who had
is
him to get
amazing.
the
I followed
identity
her
of
for a
that, and
while
that
with
was
a
where
wrench
we were
elsewhere.
focused. And
Then I found her. I
instead of
was
giving
home
a
then.
name, she would
Oh,
give
man.
conditions, but
Thank you so much.
looking back at the phone calls, she would do the same
Thank
thing
you.
with Al. It was a condition
Wow.
of their relationship status first before she would give
Pretty
the location of gathering.
adorable people in this group.
Do you remember her making a
Big hearts,
statement
honest.
right after what we just watched?
And we
where
all have
she
the
said,
same
"I'm
goal,
not
and
the
it's not drama, right?
Yes.
one." And you then go through a description of extradition to Colorado and being in jail.
Yes.
We're going to play that next, and that starts at 3 hours.
Oh,
1
you
minute,
guys are
41
so
seconds
kind.
through 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 33 seconds. I'll just play it directly from here.
Oh,
actually,
wow.
It's only 6
Yeah.
seconds later.
I adore you
Most of these
guys.
happen. They happen in the house with parents.
I
who
get-
Sincerely.
I get what you're saying, okay? I understand. I appreciate what you're saying. I appreciate all the work and time and dedication you put into all of these things to have this.
So kind.
But
Makes
I
my
am
heart
not
feel
the one.
good.
But then if you're not the
Come
one,
on,
you're going, so do you know what happens from here?
what?
You go to a local holding cell.
Yeah.
They hold you for 24, up to 2 weeks until you get
Mm.
extradited back to Colorado.
Okay.
You're in jail, Letecia. And unless you tell me that somebody else did this, you're the only one that did it.
No, I didn't do it.
But I'm saying
I didn't.
But that's what would be horrible, is if someone else did this and you're gonna let them skate because you're scared?
Not letting someone skate. If
What could you possibly be scared of at this point?
I'm not letting. Do you think I would sit here and let someone skate if I could take you directly to the person right now? Why do you think I would need resources?
You don't need resource. Right now, what you need is that if someone took my son,
Yeah.
and I know who it is, am I gonna go to jail for the rest of my life because someone else took my son?
No, absolutely not.
No, and would I be afraid of my own protection going to jail when I could be free and that person could go to jail.
Yeah,
That
but
doesn't
she
make
just
any
sit
sense.
there, even if I walked you to the person, she just sit there and said, oh, I can't make any promises.
You can't make promises. What is better? To go to jail for the rest of your life and hope that we find the person, or to point us to a person? If I'm in your position, it makes no sense.
Right.
What could you be scared of at this point? Reprisals?
No, the fact that you don't have, apparently you would have found some of this already if you would have had the resources. That's what scares me.
So stopping you at 3 hours, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. After you explained the extradition, you said you're the only one that did this. Does she then use misdirection again to get you off topic and move you away from trying to press her?
Yes.
What about what's your impression of that very end where what scares me from her perspective is you would have found this if you had the resources? What's your take on that?
It's what I explained to her earlier, that she's expecting me to know answers to the questions that only she has the answers to.
Is she also, in a sense, challenging whether you even have the ability as an FBI agency to provide her the things that she's putting down as conditions?
Yes.
Did you confront her by saying right after this, her story makes no sense?
I did.
So I'm going to jump to that section. It's 3 hours, 3 minutes and 49 seconds. And it goes through 3 hours, 4 minutes and 59 seconds.
So your story makes no sense. And what it goes back to now
Okay.
is that you can't take responsibility for what happened to Gannon.
I didn't do anything to Gannon.
You can't insert someone else in here unless you're going to tell me who it is.
Okay, I didn't do anything to Gannon.
That's fine. But then you would tell me who it is if
I
it's
didn't
someone
do
else.
anything to Gannon.
Did he do it to himself?
Okay. I didn't do anything to
I'm
Gannon.
not asking you if you did.
I
I'm
didn't do
asking
anything to Gannon.
did Gannon do it to himself?
Do what to himself?
The head injury, the neck injury, whatever that was.
Yeah.
that
Do
blew
what?
down by the bottom
Oh
of
my
his head.
God,
You know,
this one.
with the sheets and all that stuff, the blood seeps down in.
What now?
The blood seeps down that
sheets?
seduction
Oh my word.
through the sheets into the mattress.
Oh yeah, it was totally.
I have no idea what you're even talking
Oh my
I
God.
cleaned it up off the wall.
Oh my God.
about. So wait.
There's,
I'm gonna check something,
you know where
friends.
the head of his bed was.
I don't know anything about blood and sheets. Okay?
Right.
I did not take any sheets and clean them.
No.
You told Al on the phone you cleaned up the wall.
Mm-mm.
So now pause
So-
at 3 hours, 4 minutes and 50.
This right here,
You start to confront her about.
they
the
don't
head
think
injury and
that
blood and all that sort of
Gannon
thing. Did she use
is
misdirection there
alive
again,
here.
directing away from the head injury?
Yes.
It's
What
heartbreaking,
was significant about that to you?
but it's very, very close to where things were getting
By this point,
saturated.
None of my questioning was effective with her. So every time we would go to one of these,
I better put
she would
trigger warning.
misdirect. The significance just was that I was going to have to change course yet again.
Again, was this happening as you're trying to dive into what actually happened to Gannon, but then she diverts over to the sheets?
Yes.
What's happening here where someone's come in and said something to you and then you're getting up to leave?
So Letecia had requested to talk to me off camera, and the police department could not turn the camera off, so they had decided to get us a separate room. And myself and Special Agent Cohen were going to speak with Letecia off camera in this other room.
And so is there a period of time where the room is just empty while you're off with the defendant in some other room?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that. And so the
Sorry, guys, I should have given that trigger
I'm going to play it
first.
until both of you are out of the room, and then we'll pause it again.
I apologize.
Okay.
I've got it in the title. I think we're going to be okay. Have a great Friday night, Shauna. Have a great night. Oh, thank you. My word. Thank you so very, very much. Yeah, warm fuzzies. Oh my word. Yes, it is, Mexi. Well said. Ah, Bruja, that's really sweet. That's the goal for Franky, making a space for everyone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shauna, don't go. No.
Here's the t-shirt for your request. You can leave that recorder in there. We're going to a room that doesn't record.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you don't need to go to the restroom?
Campaign.
You need anything to eat? Take your water with you just in case. Okay.
Don't let her stand behind you.
Great.
Oh, don't know what happened there.
So before we get into this off-camera discussion that you had with the defendant, that little portion where she was inside the room by just herself, did you see anything in there that caused you concern as to her mental faculties?
No.
Did she appear to be acting normal to you?
Yes.
Okay. This off-camera discussion, let's talk about first just the process that was undertaken here. Who was involved with it, first of all?
Well, Myrtle Beach arranged for us to have another room to talk with her in. I believe chairs were already put out. It was a lot bigger room than this one, from what I recall. And myself, I introduced, or I guess Special Agent Cohen introduced himself, and we just sat in the middle of the room to see what she had to say.
And when you say Special Agent Cohen, you're talking about the guy sitting here?
That guy, yes.
That guy? Should we call him that guy from now on? How long would you say that portion of your interaction with the defendant lasted?
I recall about 30 or 40 minutes, maybe.
Was she talking to you in that room much the same way we've been seeing in this recorded interview?
Yes.
Can you give the jury some idea as to what that means?
It was more of needing protection that I recall. The primary things I remember from this was that this person or people that she was saying was responsible for Gannon might have been associated with an app that was on her phone, and that Al had wanted Letecia to participate in a threesome, and this person that was part of the threesome might be the person responsible for Gannon's disappearance.
Oh my God.
When you say these people, is she pointing her finger away from herself saying these people, or is she saying these people that are inside of herself?
No, it's another person, and why I say people is when she's talking to me, it sounded like a group. So I'm leaving that just kind of open, but she was referring to this threesome as like it was another female.
Oh my God.
Who was involved, that if we find who's in this app, we might find the person who abducted Gannon.
And when you're saying app, you're talking about, was she saying an app on a phone?
That's correct.
Okay. And when we're talking about these other people, just to be very clear, she's not, well, is she saying that these other personalities that are inside of her own self,
No.
other persons or personalities?
No.
Okay. Did she describe in that portion of your interview, this off camera, a different way in which Gannon suffered a head injury?
Yes.
What was that?
I believe it was the pushing the beds together.
Okay. Did she describe that as occurring on Saturday night? So that would be January 25th.
Yes.
Good God, woman.
Do you remember her giving you any description as to her looking at and assessing that injury?
Yes. Letecia said she looked at the injury, assessed it, and said it wasn't very egregious.
Did she include specifically that it didn't even need stitches?
Yes.
Did she give a description as to where on the head that injury occurred?
I don't recall at this point.
Okay. If you saw your report, would that refresh your memory?
Yes.
Okay, hold on just a second. 11/7/219.
Really makes you wonder what this jury is thinking, doesn't it? Like, what the actual hell are we listening to?
No, I'm not seeing it in this particular report, so let me come back to that. in just a
Doing the
moment.
cousin it thing
Um,
again. Oh my God, woman.
Did she talk to you about taking a SIM card from her phone?
Yes.
What did she say about that?
Yeah, I don't remember that either. Sorry.
Okay, so that one is definitely in this report that I've got in my hand right now. Before I get to that though, were you aware from the investigation that her cell phone was seized by El Paso County Sheriff's Office on January 29th when she tried to leave the sheriff's office during her interview?
Yes.
Do you know, or are you aware of cell phones having SIM cards that are in them?
Correct.
And so her indication that she still had a SIM card from that phone, would that be factually possible?
It should not be.
Okay. I'm going to show you again. It's 7219. I'm sorry, 7219.
Everything she says, they blow it out of the water. And I mean, I don't know that I've seen the transcript for this talk that they're having off camera,
11-7220, page 3 of 4.
but it would be more of the same.
Look at that when you're done.
Okay.
Did that refresh your memory?
Yes.
What did she say about the SIM card?
She said that it was the SIM card she had previously, but she had placed it in her friend's phone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did she describe getting a bunch of messages then at that time?
Yes.
Was this another distraction in your mind?
Yes, it was nothing that we thought was possible. I don't even know if the investigation was able to verify it or not, because that happened after my involvement.
Okay. And then going back to that head injury issue that we were talking about earlier, where I asked if it would refresh your memory to see the report. I just didn't pick up this one page. 11-7-2. May I approach and have him review that page? Or...
Okay.
This is last paragraph on this page.
Okay,
Did that refresh your memory?
it did.
Where did she describe that head injury that was caused by pushing the beds
Don't
together
put your
occurring
back
on Gannon's
to
head?
Letecia. I
Said there was a
don't
gash
think
in
it's
his left
safe.
temple?
Did she also give a full assessment of other injuries during this portion?
No.
Oh my God.
Was there some discussion here about Angel and Petco?
Yes.
What do you remember her saying about that?
We discussed Angel later,
Angel.
back on camera. But,
Anyone heard of
I
Angel
remember
before?
Angel coming up as a result of this app and the threesome that happened is Angel was a female who may have been involved in Gannon's disappearance.
What?
And this Angel is potentially the one that the defendant was suggesting might have been contacted for the threesome issue.
Correct.
Yuck. They'd have to hire
Shortly after that
somebody
portion
to
of the
hook up with
discussion,
her.
do you come back on camera with the defendant?
Yes.
I'm gonna retrieve that paper report from you.
You look for a receipt. She's just so gross. I'm
And
sorry.
jump to the next time that you're in the room, which is 3 hours, 13 minutes, and 25 seconds.
Unreal, Letecia. Like, where's
Is
the
this,
pride? You just sit there
immediately,
hiding behind your hair.
After
Why don't
you
you
get
just
out
plead
of that
guilty?
separate room
In my
that's not
opinion,
recorded,
that would
you
be
then
the
discuss Angel on camera.
proper thing to do
Yes.
at this
Is that what
point,
we're about
even
to watch here?
previous to this
Yes.
point.
Okay.
But come
So I'm gonna
on.
play 3 hours, 13 minutes, and 25 seconds through 3 hours, 25 minutes, and 41 seconds. Judge, this is about a 12-minute gap of time. So maybe you want Mr. Gruesome to step down.
Another 12 minutes.
All right. For the district attorneys and stuff, for this protection thing with Angel,
Angel.
we have to know last name, all that stuff, how you met her. I mean, I know you say that at and then
Angel.
to be identified. Angel.
WTF.
Probably
Angel.
just reach out, maybe.
Oh my God.
Can you describe her?
Yeah.
What does she look like?
And she actually
Yeah.
like, you know, she's
What the actual hell?
Well,
Where
where
the
are
frick
you?
did Angel come from? Aliens drop
When
them
did she
down?
come to your
Drop
house?
her
Did you
down.
say in September?
Oh, on a receipt.
And then who all did she babysit?
Oh, good Lord, Martha.
Uh-huh. Okay.
We had a bunch of
She makes me vomit in my mouth a little bit.
quite a few people that was
So the messages that are coming through to your phone, the
You can do a better.
threats or whatever they are they coming?
You can
through
do
you?
better with that camera.
you can get on the YouTube.
Peeps, come on.
What is your Snapchat name?
I would need to have my phone.
Or do you remember? Did it have her name?
I
in it?
need
Or
a
did
new
you remember?
phone. Come on now.
So I asked for help, but he's not doing that.
Mm-mm. Dang.
To tell you back what we have to do. But
I don't. If I'm not gonna get any help, I just have to get help.
Unreal.
I trusted you. to talk to you.
well, we went in there
I know.
and I don't know,
I know.
Leticia, if it's just the way you're.
Wasn't me.
communicating
Right.
over-
It was Angel and like Eduardo and Mark and the girl that was pregnant but not pregnant and whatever the other guy's name is that I keep forgetting.
Well, it's supposed to drop off, you know.
Yeah.
Oh
So we're
my
just used to
God.
asking you a
I cannot
question
keep
and
up.
you tell us an answer. It's just, you know,
And there's more in there.
I just don't. You don't have always.
Oh, please. Lady, please.
are you- that's just how you've always done for like the last, what, 5-10 years.
I mean, most of the time. New to me was fun help. Like, you know,
It's gonna look bad.
no, I'm not, that's not what I'm talking
No, you don't understand me.
about.
You just don't understand me.
Here's what it's gonna look like, is that you were the last one in, and nothing on this Angel thing, we can't authenticate any of that. When you say it's all off camera, like. with
Oh
the
my
American
God,
Pie
this
parking
woman.
lot, we have cameras for that whole place, and we don't see you leave
Okay.
anybody.
Well, can you like show me that so that I can show you what direction?
But you would know where it is. Where did
I
you
said
meet?
what direction, because I'm not. Where did you talk about what direction?
Mm.
Where it would be at, then maybe you could put like if you wanted to pull a camera up and another side. I mean, there's lots of places you go for the camera also. That's all I'm asking for. That's offering help.
Yeah, it's, well, but Gannon goes into the.
I don't even, I'm just kind of watching this and shaking my head, looking at her and like, what the hell? So, okay, is that thing on him here? I don't think it is.
At the house. Yeah, but do you see where I'm going with that? Why would you make up that story to law enforcement?
So, okay, so who was it that thinks that she'll take the stand? I don't think she will, because she can't even face the world
I mean, I don't understand
over there. So
Angel's nephew was a friend.
who thinks what? Guilty or no, not guilty, stand or no stand?
Where did she live?
I just can't see her doing it. Like she's sitting there doing Cousin It, and
I'm like, if people come through,
just my opinion. That does not mean I'm right.
But the people, are they
don't know anything about this.
Angel?
She looks something off of like one of those scary demons that are in the house that like ghost hunters and people do. She looks like one of those visions that it'd be like, oh my God. Personal opinion. Not educated. No. Life. Am educated, but not in this.
I asked for help.
But do you know who tells the story? How this works out from here?
The judge just looks at her like, what? What the hell?
If there is an angel, well, just like we found Quincy Brown right away, we can find Angel.
We found Quincy Brown.
Angel, that's the last
probably the same place she did on like The Most Wanted or something, where she plucked him out of.
We'll be able to get your warrants for the threes thing, whatever else. We'll go interview this angel, and if it's like
and Mark
Quincy Brown is,
and Quincy Brown again, and
I
Aguardo.
will help you.
Okay.
I will help you. Okay.
When I gave you the wrong information, you tried it.
But I think I can help you.
Oh my God, she makes me want to barf. Shauna, what's Shauna's gone. I'll ask her in Discord. She's getting a pretty cool education behind her.
Letecia, and I can. But I think that Al left you alone because he's gone to Alaska for so long. And then he's on this trip and he's back raising Gannon.
God forbid he goes out and makes money.
It's your fault or Gannon's. It doesn't really matter. And you panic. And you ask, was I the person talking for Al? Yes, I was. But I think the closest you came was talking about his head injury. And then, because you asked Al,
I would have, like,
no, if someone took your
Letecia, oh my
God,
God, woman.
You should never call the police.
Yes, I did. I called the police.
I called the police.
No, that's not taken. He was supposed to be playing. As soon as he wasn't home, I did.
Okay.
But you were supposed to meet her, what, the next morning?
No, I called immediately when at 6 o'clock at the time he was supposed to be home. I called the police. I did.
And then what did you tell her?
Oh my.
I know what I told them.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't? Yes.
Because I told you, I have talked to a lot of people that are sitting in the same chair you are right now. And I've seen them, and I'm sorry if it offends you if I say story, but that's the only way you're coping with this right now.
Coping?
Yes.
Coping.
We all cope.
Or not coping.
Sure.
We did. I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that you're unwilling to come to the truth because it's going to be painful.
I gave you the truth. I didn't hurt you. That's the truth.
So the last truth you want to tell me,
You're
just
not
to
going
make
to say
sure,
anything else.
Then
is the angel story.
I'm not going to say anything else because you didn't help me.
I will help you if you will tell me.
oh my God, she's such a knob.
Okay.
Oh.
Letecia,
You're not trying to help me.
And they're trying to help me.
You're not children.
Oh my God, where is
You
it?
can
It's
be a
charging.
You can,
I'm far from
Yeah,
hero.
it's
but
charging.
you can
Because
be.
I'm a parent.
You're a
who did
parent.
not hurt a child.
You're a parent who was left behind to deal with his stepson and
They don't
stepkid.
see that.
Oh my
Now, it's a
Lord,
problem when
woman.
something like this happens in the house.
That's not a problem to take care of our children.
Then what happens?
That's not a problem.
So what
That's not a
happened
problem
there,
at all.
lad?
For you to
Tisha.
say that to someone, it's hurtful. That's what's hurtful.
Yeah, whatever.
It's not a problem to take care of children.
It's not a problem to take care of children, but bad things happen in the house all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Closer, closer, Oh, come on.
No.
Closer, not further.
Do you want me to walk through where all the blood was?
The judge is like, yeah, I'm out of here.
I don't.
Where'd the
I
judge
know for a
go?
fact that I did not hurt you.
How is your the bottom of your shoe have
And
cannons?
that
Where'd you go, buddy?
Can live with that and know. that
Oh, I
God
bet you
does
went to
not hurt
barf.
you.
Well, you can convince yourself of that all day.
Oh my
Sir,
God.
that's not helping you.
Where the hell's my bucket?
Is there a way for me to help you? Even if
Okay.
you're trying to convince yourself it didn't happen,
Okay.
is there some way for you to say through a third party?
Whatever you think. I don't know what else to tell you, but I did not hurt you.
It wasn't me.
Did not.
No.
Then you won't tell me who did.
Would not.
Right.
All that
Would
blood
not,
left
did
in your
not.
House if Angel just.
But I
I
don't
would-
quite know who
had
did.
her.
It was one of those
Like that's
massive
far
list of people.
beyond what you're even talking about.
What is far beyond?
There's like plenty of times we've had blood in our house.
Oh,
Do you remember the spray that was on the wall?
I mean, goodness gracious.
do
I
you
think
remember the
message from
spray on the wall?
spray
Goodness
went
gracious.
From the bed all the way up here.
Yes.
Well, you had to clean it up.
Smear?
Yes.
No, it's not a smear.
Whatever.
It's
sir.
a spray.
All right, sir. I don't know what you're talking about. Spray.
All right, sir. I know
what that
nothing.
It's called spatter.
I don't know anything about that.
So it comes from aspirated. You're going to hear all this anyway, so I'll tell you. It comes from aspirated blood.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
No.
It means that he didn't accidentally do it.
Okay.
So that's what we were waiting on for the wall.
What the hell are you
Because
doing,
somebody
Letecia?
struck Gannon in the bed.
No. If
No.
someone struck Gannon in the bed,
That's
thank
what happened.
God we were all drugged then. If that's what you're saying happened.
What?
That's what the blood.
God, we were all drugged.
What? What the
Well, then can you tell me
frick?
how that blood got on the wall?
Sir.
That's Gannon's blood on the wall.
Okay, well, I guess sir, if you think you have all the answers, then
You're making a guess.
I'm not.
You've got the answers,
I'm not making
Letecia.
this, sir. I'm going to be respectful to you because
Letecia,
you offered to help me. You didn't help me.
Oh, you
Just
dumb
so
little
you know.
shit, you. Like, really?
So we've got it paused at 3 hours, 25 minutes.
Oh
and
my
41
God, my
seconds.
headache. Unreal.
Mr. Grusing, this continuation of the discussion about Angel, was there any indication in the investigation that somebody by the name of Angel was involved in Gannon's disappearance?
Angel. Oh my
At
God,
the
where's my book?
beginning, when you asked her for her being the defendant for a description of Angel, what did she
So,
say?
She said that Angel looks a lot like herself.
Mark.
Do you remember the
Angel.
defendant saying that she had no motive to do this?
Yes.
We're
Pregnant
going to play
girl.
that next. It's 3 hours, 26 minutes through 3 hours, 34 minutes.
Eduardo
So about 8 minutes, Judge. I don't know if you want him to stay up for 8 minutes or not
and
on the
Quincy
stand or not.
Brown.
Give me just a minute.
Okay.
One sec.
Mark,
Can
Angel.
you, Mr. Brucing, if you want to stay there for the 8 minutes, or
I'll go.
I'm missing some guys.
He's got a step skull, I think.
Okay, what am I missing? Mark, Angel, pregnant girl, Eduardo, and Quincy Brown. Oh, I'm missing some by absolute.
I've got it at 3 hours, 26 minutes and 0 seconds. So having skipped roughly
Mark.
19 seconds, and then we're going to play through
Pregnant
3
girl.
hours, 34 minutes.
Whoa.
if someone presents us with evidence, then we just follow the evidence.
Okay.
Right now, you're the last person with
Okay.
Gannon.
Then I don't do bad things to people. I don't.
I don't think you do bad things to people.
I don't do bad things to anyone. and
Just
I didn't
unalive
do
them.
bad to Gannon.
I think something bad happened to Gannon, and I don't know of a way to get you to tell me about it.
Okay.
I tried through Al to get you to tell me about it. We've tried here.
Okay.
You came, and I think you have a defense mechanism. And I think your defense mechanism was, you need to go into another room, you tell us.
No,
Mark, the
that's
pregnant
not
girl, Angel,
no
Eduardo,
defense
Quincy
mechanism.
Brown.
I trusted you to talk to you. 'cause
I
thought
trusted
If you
you.
trusted me to talk to me, you would tell me where Gannon is right now.
Boom.
Dude,
Boom.
you know where he last was, and it wasn't at the pet
Okay.
code.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to
No,
talk to
you
you.
can't make me guess. That's
I'm
not
not-
fair to me.
Why would I
It's not
keep
fair to
talking
Gannon.
you?
Yeah, it's not fair to Gannon.
You tell me how to help you.
I already did.
Oh, she's such a dink.
I already did tell you. Told you how you could help. And
Nobody holds a kid like that.
okay, if that's what you think.
No, I'm just saying,
Okay.
if the
Sure.
sun comes up in the morning, it goes down at night every
Okay.
day. We have worked hundreds of these things.
That's what you think. Okay.
Okay, whatever. Whatever
Me
you
talking
think.
to you is not going to do anything else because all you're going to do is go think that you're going to get me to say something that I did that I didn't do.
That is not what I want.
Oh,
I did
my.
not do anything to Gannon.
Right.
Why would I hurt our child? I had everything in the world.
Yeah.
Why? I have
Good
no
question.
motive. None. Don't have the
Jealousy.
first motive. Everything I wanted in my life, I had it. Why? Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense a lot of the time what happens inside of a house.
And sir, I don't even know what you're talking about. All I can tell you is I didn't know. No reason to. In fact, to go on the record, I had a way better relationship with Gannon than I did with Lana. Way better. So much alike. We always like the same things. We always have problems with our stomach. We always do all these things.
Do you know that there's almost a correlation sometimes between how much you get along with someone and how bad things happen in the house? I'm telling you that, Keisha.
I don't. Well, maybe bad things happen in your
They
house.
happen in the house a lot more than they do out in public.
Maybe bad things happen in your house. But
Would it help if we showed you pictures of what we saw on the wall and by the bed? When you say nothing bad happened, you can't get around. Yes, Al, but we did not show Al that on purpose. He had to come get stuff out of the house. And he looked and saw the blood pool was about this big on the concrete.
Okay. And
That
then
is
what?
not from a little gash like that.
Okay, and then what? And then you showed this to him, or how did
No.
he see this?
He had to come get stuff out of the house. I wasn't even there that
Right.
day.
After you allowed people to stay in this house for a week.
I did not allow anybody to do anything.
Someone did.
Right? That's not my call.
Okay. So
what I'm saying though is the wounds that you're describing to
Okay,
him, even
what-
when you're saying
I'm
it
not-
doesn't,
sir, I'm gonna tell you now.
when you say the head thing was Saturday,
What I'm gonna tell you now is people were inside of a home living, and it was not me. So maybe you can talk to whoever allowed people to live in the home. Okay, whatever you're saying that was done extra or whatever, maybe you can talk to those people who were allowed to stay in a home during this supposedly. Okay, that's what I think. Maybe you can talk to people who were.
you're saying that the injury to Gannon happened.
I'm not saying anything except I know you're telling me this stuff. And you're saying this about, how bad these were and these things were. All I can tell you is maybe you can talk to the people that were allowed to stay in the home during this time. During this time that you have this supposed evidence, people that were allowed to stay in the home and people that were allowed to walk in and out to see it, supposedly. Okay?
So Gannon was in, all these wounds happened after he went.
I'm not saying anything other than, sir, you are telling me, you just sit here on record and telling me that Albert went inside somewhere that you were supposed to have as a supposed crime scene.
Wasn't there for that. If you want to get an answer for you about who was with him,
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm saying for you as a professional, you would have allowed that supposedly.
If he has to go get stuff, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure that's
As
how.
long as the scene had been processed.
Okay, process, sure, okay. I'm
Why
sure
would
that's
we
how,
not do that?
I'm sure that's how it works in this country. Doesn't it sound a little bit weird to you?
If the scene has been processed,
Okay.
no. I had a girl that was burned alive in a house in Bailey. We
Scene was
allowed,
processed- The thing was processed supposedly when people were still there, day 1, day 2, day 3, and the scene was processed. Day 4, day 5, day 6. And the scene was processed.
you're saying that people were going in and out of the house, civilians, while they were processing the scene.
I'm asking you that because apparently
That's
you said the scene was processed, and then you want me to talk to you when I know that how shady that whole situation is. And you want me to give you answers for how shady that is. So you need to tell me in the scene that was processed, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, there was nobody going in and out. There was people living there.
Right.
Okay.
When they thought Gannon was still alive.
Okay, living there, okay? But you're saying the scene is processed because you, not you, but people surely were there. It's all on camera that there was crime scene people there while people were living there.
Of course, because they didn't know the severity of the scene. They
Okay.
just thought Gannon was ran away, like you said,
Okay.
to go see a
So
neighbor.
the point is, how am I supposed to put my trust and faith in any bit of the system like that when that was going on? How?
So you're trying to put faith in the system
No,
where you
no, I'm
gave them
talking to you.
misleading
I'm
information.
talking to you. I'm saying
If
to
you would have told police the very first night that he was taken forcibly, everything would have been different.
That's not forcibly, okay? I said exactly what I said, which was he didn't come back at 6 o'clock.
If you would have said other people have him and they should not have him, it would have been different. You controlled the way that law enforcement responded.
I did. So now it's my fault that they
Yes, by you
Had
saying he's
people
walking
in
over to
there
play with a friend.
had people in there doing a supposed crime scene, and now you have all this stuff after you let people live there. And now you want to look at me and say something. Sir, I did not hurt Gannon. Okay?
Okay, well, who did?
Did not.
Who did?
Did not. Just like all
Why
of
are
the
you,
other things.
why are you telling me you did not? I don't care if you did or not.
I'm just
Keisha.
telling you. Yes, you do
No, I
care. You're
don't.
a father. You care.
I care about Gannon. I don't care if you did it or not.
Or I didn't. Okay.
But you're saying you did it, but that doesn't help us find you.
Okay, well, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. I would not, no motive, no
I'm
reason
not asking you about
to
motive
hurt
or reason.
a child. No reason.
Who did?
No reason.
So we paused it at 3 hours, 34 minutes, Mr. Grusin. Mr. Grusing, at the beginning, you talked to or made a statement about a defense mechanism going into the other room. What was the purpose of you saying that?
Well, defense mechanism or misdirection. I was trying to, hone in on what happened that day. And neither I nor Special Agent Cohen found her story about Angel to be credible.
This tangent that we just witnessed happening where you're trying to get her to give who hurt Gannon, right? That challenge of that. And then she's talking about the scene instead. What was your impression of that?
It was yet another attempt to knock me off my line of questioning, another misdirection. As you can see, she's very effective at doing it. And I was telling her that the whole reason that law enforcement responded like they did was based on her initial report. But as she continues to talk over me and saying that because of the way she created Gannon just being at a friend's house, now that is a problem. It's yet another big hurdle that I've got to overcome to get to what happened to Gannon.
In that last clip that we played where it's the discussion about Angel, in some respects, did she actually revert back to Gannon is with a friend and didn't come home on time?
Yes.
So reverting back to the very original story that she told the police on January 27th.
Right.
That statement that she makes in this particular portion, she likes Gannon way more than Lena. You remember that?
Yes.
When you went through those searches with her earlier in the interview, did you find any, or did you recount any searches, I should say, to the defendant about involving stepdaughters or Lena specifically?
No,
In fact, you read to her some of those searches. One of them, I don't like my stepson.
correct.
I don't like my stepson. Should I get a divorce?
Yes.
Did you ask her after this portion of the discussion about Quincy and Eduardo and the mountains?
I did.
What were you trying to get to there?
Well, as you could see with this story, it didn't take her long to get off of Angel and then divert to other people being in the house. And I wanted to just address the other stories yet again. And again, where we are at this point is we're still trying to find clues about where Gannon is. And I had already explained to her that I think the closest she came to describing Gannon's injuries was when she spoke about Quincy Brown. So I decided to go back there and give that a try.
What do you mean by that? That the closest she was to describing Gannon's true injuries was when she was talking about Quincy Brown. Tell me what you're talking about.
Well, I never saw the full autopsy of what happened to Gannon. I only heard about it secondhand. But when she was describing the head, the hands, the knees, and the blood pouring, that's the most descriptive. She had come with us meaning investigative team, even including here.
So that was the most descriptive as far as any potential injuries that she was willing to tell the investigation.
Correct.
So we're at 3 hours, 34 minutes, and 50 seconds. We're going to play a 5-minute clip, 3 hours, 39 minutes.
421.
If you give me another name, I will chase that person. You've tried Eduardo in the house, you've tried Quincy Brown up in the mountains, now you've tried Angel.
I never said that about the mountain.
Yes, you did. You're supposed to ride a bike
Oh,
up
I
there
didn't.
in the mountains with Quincy Brown.
Oh my
If-
I
God.
never told you that.
I've never told you that.
You knew I was in the room.
I lied to someone
I
else.
didn't say I knew you. I don't even know who
Well,
you were.
FBI,
Never know who you were. I didn't never say FBI either. Not what I said.
law enforcement.
No, I said I know someone is listening.
That's gotta be us.
No, it could have been anybody.
That would-
Exactly. There's no point of arguing that. You're not going to help me.
Oh my God. This bitch.
I think you could control this story by.
I forgot I'm on. And I'm like, oh my God, that bitch.
I've been incredibly respectful to you. Talk to you. I've been respectful to you.
Oh my
kind to
God,
you.
I've lied to you for
I did all
hours.
those things to you. Because that's who I am. So I wasn't raised to be bad to people.
I don't think you're a bad person. But I think
Yep.
bad things happen all the time.
Long time ago. It's
Why
been sitting there for a
bad
while.
things have to happen.
Because an 11-year-old boy is not home, and he's not hanging out with somebody.
Okay. Sir, okay.
It's true,
Bad that
Letecia.
you think something so bad happens all the time. I'm sorry that you have to have this build up of nothing but no compassion and all that. I'm sorry for that. I really am. But I have no reason, none, to hurt anyone in my family. None.
Can you tell me why there's blood on the bottom of your shoe?
I don't
Gannon's
know.
blood. The shoes they recovered in the garage,
In the garage?
or in the top of the washer or something.
People weren't, did you think I didn't walk around in shoes? It's
With Gannon's blood on the bottom,
that's got to do with anything.
it's
I've already told you, we were outside unloading stuff. What has that got to do with anything? We are outside unloading my car. I mean, come on. That doesn't mean somebody's a bad person and done something wrong. Yeah, sir. No. Thing like that. To hurt Gannon, innocent, loving, help me out more than any person in the household. More than Albert. More than anyone. Help me.
I think Gannon's a bad kid.
No, help me. You know how much you'd be helping me with everything, pulling everybody else's slack. Who did it? Gannon.
And I think that's why this is so hard.
You're right. It's hard. You're right. It's hard because I didn't hurt you. to not have him helping me, that was hard. Very hard. Knowing that right now, sitting at home, Gannon knowing the situation, you know what Gannon would do? He would wait on me anything I would ask him just to make sure I was okay. Anything. Oh, he would. Before even Albert would even do it. He would. If he was sitting here right now and needed anything from me to ask him to do anything, he would do it. So there's no intention, motive, reasoning, nothing for Gannon. Nothing to hurt him in any kind of way. None. Nada.
You did say on the phone calls there was no premeditation involved. You said,
I mean, I was saying to Albert, like he was, if you're talking about when Albert was asking me that, I was simply saying, because you were trying to get him or whoever was trying to get him to walk me down some pathway of whatever it may be, whatever that may be. Come on, sir. I didn't wake up and be like, oh, my life changed today. That's not how it works in life. Bad people, whether you say do this or do that or do that or do this.
The thing is when you do what she did, yeah, life changes instantly.
good people do bad things.
And assholes do more, Letecia.
You do bad things?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you had any key to telling us where Gannon is, you would tell it to us if you were a good person. Would you not? And
So pausing it now at 3 hours, 39 minutes and 50 seconds. At the very beginning of this, you said, if you give me another name, we'll chase that down. Have you ever tried to go back and count the number of different versions of stories this defendant gave during the pendency of this investigation?
No, I've not.
She is very bad, people.
Is it too many to count?
I just haven't sat down and done it. It's
Yeah.
quite a few.
And then variations of maybe like the Quincy Brown story has different branches of that story.
Correct.
The Eduardo story has different branches on that story. The Gannon was playing with a friend and didn't come home. Other different branches to that story.
Yes.
And then we get the pregnant woman with the money in her belly story. Different story.
Right.
Why did you tell her you don't think you're a bad person? What was the purpose of that?
It's hard to get someone to talk about something bad if they think the person talking to them already thinks they're bad.
That makes sense.
Were you hoping that that would maybe loosen her up and she would give you some information?
Well, and yeah, I think she did not intend for this, whatever
She
the
retains
awful thing
memory
was
like a
that happened to
goldfish.
Gannon to happen.
That's what you were trying to get her to
Correct.
believe you were thinking?
Yes.
Okay. Were you actually thinking that?
I don't have
Yeah,
any secret
I didn't
friends.
know how all this started as far as I was only taking my role in this investigation. I was not the case agent. My role was just to speak with Letecia, take in as many facts as I could for these interviews. And so I was taking in what she was saying, and she was putting it back again to me with a foot injury on Saturday and now a head injury on Saturday. So we've got a progression of things happening. And I was just gathering from her what I can and passing it on to the investigative team.
When you said those things, you obviously didn't have Gannon's body had not been recovered yet.
That's correct.
Hadn't heard anything about an autopsy and the number of injuries that he had suffered.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember asking her right after this clip that we just saw about where did you last see Gannon?
Yes.
Why did you want to go down that path?
In my experience, especially if you have a close relationship with someone who has disappeared, you are clearly able to articulate the last time that you saw that person. And so far in the phone calls with Al and even with my time, she has not said what that very last sighting of him was.
Okay, and we're going to jump to that section now. 3 hours, 40 minutes and 59 seconds. and we're going to play it through 3 hours, 45 minutes and 5 seconds.
Yes.
Your argument isn't gonna work, Letecia.
Arguing about what?
Your argument that somebody took him, you're not gonna be able to tell that story.
Okay.
If you help us today,
Okay.
find out where Gannon is, if you can, because I have 100% confidence that you can tell me exactly where you last left Gannon.
Okay. Now you're accusing me.
I'm just telling you what
Okay.
the research shows, what our investigation shows.
I'm
Then
glad that
listen.
you have research that.
Do you think she thinks she's just going to walk out of there at this point?
I didn't do anything. So what do you want me to look better at? I didn't do anything.
As she's sitting there looking like a troll? Like, come on.
Really him getting into an
Oh
I'm
my
not gonna
God.
do anything because you're not trying to help me.
finding Gannon would help you.
Oh yeah, I know. Don't
Wouldn't
you
it?
think that?
Then tell me where
Don't
he
you
is.
think that? Don't you
I know it.
really don't think that?
So tell me where he is and let me help you.
I don't know where he is.
Where did you last see him?
I'm not, sir. I'm not. You proved that you were not going to help me. Okay, you did. You proved you were not going to help me.
If you tell me where you last saw him, I can help you. I promise you that, Letecia. If
I don't get it. Then her Gannon. I mean, I don't know how to like write that out, say it in 10 different languages.
so what do you want me to say? You didn't hurt Gannon? Did you kill Gannon?
No. No.
Did you put Gannon somewhere?
No.
You didn't put him in a dumpster.
Dumpster? What? Saying these bad, horrible things?
Because we've been tracking your car, we've been tracking, even when your phone is off, it can be tracked.
Good, sir. I'm glad.
And so we've been going through dumpsters all
Okay.
through. Is Gannon in a dumpster?
Sir, you can go through
Just please.
whatever you
That
want
would
to go
save
through.
us.
Sir,
That would save us
I didn't do
hundreds of
anything.
days. Just
I
tell me
didn't
if he's in a
do
dumpster.
anything.
That's fine. But
Okay.
will you tell me if he's in a dumpster?
If I didn't do anything to him, how am I answering that question for you?
Whether it's Angel or
I'm
whoever
not
else.
answering the question for you. Really? You sit here and ask them that?
Because we want to find him. I would not ask you that question
I
if it
didn't
wouldn't help us
do
find him.
anything to him. Nothing. Didn't hurt, harm, kill, nothing. Again. Did not. Would not,
Where's the last place you saw him?
sir.
Please.
You've already asked me all these questions.
I know, but that's an easy question. The last place you saw Gannon, which can really help us find him.
Sir,
Why would you not say that? If you had nothing
Because
to do.
I've already tried to help you.
No, but if you had nothing to do, if you did not hurt, harm, anything, why would you not tell me the last place you saw him?
Okay.
Because it's a memory you don't want to look at.
Memory?
Yes,
Really?
I would think it's a memory.
Okay.
Gannon's been missing now for how many days? You know when you last saw him, but you won't tell the one agency that can find him.
You already said, you already basically lost my whole
That's
ability.
not a
to
true
talk.
story. That's worse than Quincy
Okay,
Brown.
all right, okay.
What about the pregnant lady with the money in her
Okay.
stomach?
Okay.
Letecia, tell me the last place you saw him, and we can find Gannon, and you can, that will help you so much in this case.
Oh,
Yes, it will. What do you think is going to help you now? If I walk out of here and we haven't got a lead on how to find Gannon, all you've got is the story of the stuff on the wall. You've got the blood. You've got blood all over the house. You've got blood on the bottom of your shoes, and you've got about 7 lies.
okay.
If you help us find Gannon, that will help you tremendously. And yet you won't tell me. Why? Yes, I will. I've just.
So we got it now paused at the.
I'm
end of that
sorry, I
section,
can't help
3
it. I know
hours,
I'm
45 minutes, and
repetitive,
5 seconds.
but look
Why
at
did you throw
her.
out the dumpster?
What the actual hell,
There had
guys?
been searches in dumpsters.
Hubby's in the
And
background.
At that point, since we had no leads, I was hoping maybe she could at least.
Oh my
I was being
God,
truthful
biatch
there,
slap,
saying,
biatch
"Can you at
slap."
least narrow our world on what we're searching at this point?"
Ooh.
Because we didn't have a lead on where Gannon was.
And you were just trying to get that from her at that particular point.
Yes.
Do you remember going from that discussion into?
She
asking her
is
about the
literally
mental
in the
health
middle
that she was
of the
dealing with?
defense table
Yes,
with
I
her
believe I
head
asked her a second
laying
time after
on the
testing
table.
her initially.
Right. And so that's what we're gonna get into
It's
next,
like,
and that's at timestamp 3
what?
hours, 50 minutes.
And she's
and
been
20
like this pretty
seconds,
much all
and it
afternoon,
lasts
Dar.
for almost 2 minutes. So it goes to 3 hours, 52 minutes and 18 seconds. So I'm starting it at 3 hours, 50 minutes and 20 seconds.
The one, not the one.
You know, if I asked you ahead of time if you're having anxiety or depression or stuff like that.
Yeah. Anxiety, depression, you know, any of those things. Because to be honest with you, that's it.
But have you been, you said Gannon's been seeing counselors. Have you been seeing counselors?
Right, about teaching one time. Maybe she did it too because she was going to give the emotional support animal.
That's it.
Yeah, it was the 2 times on base. And we talked about not wanting to be in teaching anymore and all that route. Stress on the job. That was what we talked about.
You had searched a little bit on the suicide stuff.
What suicide stuff?
Or was that you, or was that just random heat stroke?
Suicide? I don't even
Have you ever thought about suicide?
Who?
You.
I'm not thinking about suicide.
What's that? What a suicidal person might say. That's what.
Yeah, because I have someone in my family before that had said that to me, and I've looked up information.
That's not you.
Wow.
Take
People
that.
have things in their family go on too, you know, that you maybe want to look up and be like, oh, this is going on. You know, how they're dealing with this. You know.
Okay.
So when you're asking her about any mental health issues, did she indicate basically only 2 times?
Yes.
And what was the reason that she was seeing this counselor?
Counseling on the base regarding her teaching, I believe.
Okay. When you left the room here, what were you doing?
I believe she asked if she could make a phone call, and plus I wanted to check with our team, so I wanted to see, what was going on with them.
Okay. When you came back in the room, did you start to ask her about the board that was found with blood on it?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to jump to that. So we're at 3:55 in 0 seconds. That period of time in between. So when we stopped at 3:52:18 till when you're about to come back in the room at 3:55 in 0 seconds, was she just in the room by herself?
Yes.
Was she acting normal?
Yes.
Any concerning behavior from her?
No.
Okay, we're going to start it at 3:55 and go through 4 hours, 6 minutes and 11 seconds. So a little over 11 minutes.
Thank you.
At some point, we'll ask you how many steps it takes to get back and forth.
The restroom or anything?
Mm-mm. I just wanted to call to see that Harley got home.
She did. Yeah, they talked with Harley, they talked with Dee Dee, they talked with Laura. There were search warrants at Laura's house, Dee Dee's house, your van. I think that's it. So yeah, they got Harley back on.
Harley Dee?
Yeah, 'cause I told them that I met you out of the car and you said you'd like Dee Dee to be the guardian in between times or whatever.
What, why are you sleeping in their house? I mean,
Because you stayed there.
I'm saying like they're not in trouble, are they?
No, neither were Dee Dee. I'm not asking you stuff around teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I do. And whether you did this or not, it doesn't matter. The reason they asked me is because I'll find what happened again. And if I can't get past, if I can't prove a story, whether you tell it to me, Al tells it to me, whether it's I'll pass the sheriff's office. Again, I don't take anything true until I can prove it. With all the evidence that they have, the reason why it took so long is the district attorney wanted to wait and wait and wait till they made sure they could win in the court. And I've done nobody homicide before. They have more on this case than we do on most of them. I don't want you to be the way you can help yourself out of this thing is to give us something, even though it's very
You just said you have what you need, so why do you need to keep asking me?
because you
But if you have what you need, why do you keep asking me?
because our goal is to find Gannon. Our goal is not to prosecute you. That is the district attorney's job. We're investigators. And like you've just seen, I do a poor job about half the time because I have to guess. Because as much as we tried to track you with your cars and your phones and whatever else, there are gaps. We do have, like I told you, the blood in the house. We do have the blood on, do you know about the board that was thrown in the forest? Letecia?
Oh. What? I'm sorry, sir, what?
That's okay. The board that has Gannon's blood on it that was thrown in the forest.
So all right, so what?
You got your DNA on it.
Okay.
But then how do you explain stuff like that and then turn around and say, but then turn around and say, I don't know.
I lived in the house with Gannon. I was Gannon's main caretaker. I wouldn't be surprised if everything I done didn't involve Gannon. There, whatever.
But that board was from the house, and then it's up on by Highway 105.
Board's enough. I've already explained to you about any kind of stuff that would have been from the foot. I've already told you that, and I don't know what you.
But Gannon didn't go throw it up there.
Okay, so now someone threw it up there. So now someone threw it up there.
Or dropped or whatever. How did that board get up there?
Sir, now you're going on about
Well,
board.
Letecia,
And Albert already called about this board, because you were there, right?
Yes.
And the sock and all this stuff, right?
Sock had nothing to do with it.
Okay, but yeah, he said a sock.
But he did say a sock.
Right.
But the board is true.
Sir.
The board was right where your T1 was.
Sir. Pick one.
Yeah. Yeah, because we tracked it.
You could have gotten all that from me easily. You just log into the app. It's not a difficult thing. Like.
Right. But if you track from where your T1 went and you look at where that board was.
Now, okay, so this is why it's so like backwards. So now my Tiguan, but I was driving a truck, and then now my Tiguan, and now next, and then you tried on the rental car, but then
no, you had 3 different cars.
there's proof from the rental car I didn't even get to drive it. So
right, there's low mileage on it, but we don't know where you went because you had your phone on.
Watch on.
Yeah, but you had your phone.
But the
watch is up in the forest somewhere, isn't it?
No, hours. You guys have
Where-
to watch. It's at El Paso Detention Center.
That's the watch there. I thought you had an iWatch.
That's where the watch was at.
Okay.
My watch says it's clearly sitting in El Paso County.
Okay. But your phone was off those couple of days.
A couple of things.
The 27th, it was off when you were at between the Petcos.
But I had my watch on.
Right. But what I'm
The
saying,
watch tells you where you go. I mean,
Yeah.
it's mirrored.
but I'm telling you, we have holes in our investigation, and you can help us with that.
Or I didn't even drive my car anywhere really, other than just going to meet friends.
You drove the Tiguan up there.
Yeah, other than to meet friends, yes.
So who you meet? Our friends. That can be a lead we can help find Gannon with.
You guys already know all my friends, so maybe
No, we
that,
don't know those up there.
that should be the ones that you really know.
We don't know the ones up there, I guarantee you.
And like the guy said, oh, tire pressure and all this, then you would have saw where if I stopped anywhere or done whatever.
Can't you tell me though?
Sure.
Instead of
You
instead
want
of
me to
making
do
me,
that? Like, I've already had to tell you everything personal about our lives. You have everything personal.
I don't have what friends you saw up there on 105 where that
Mhm.
board is.
Look, I'm not going to admit to any kind of board.
I'm not saying you need to. I'm just saying tell me who your friends are up there and we can go talk to
And
them.
my Tiguan wasn't even driven that way until
Okay, so maybe it was
later.
how much later?
I don't even know. Before they took it.
Okay, so was the truck up there?
Took up where?
Up that 105 area?
Cause I just said this.
But
I was going to Castle where he said this.
but is that where the board was? It was in the back. of
What
the
is
truck.
she doing? Like
Because I don't
Pilates
know.
or
I really
something?
don't know.
Oh
That's
my
the
God,
thing,
how are
asking
you
you
not
questions, I really
bawling
don't
your
know.
eyes
So we
out?
have a board up
I'd
there
be a
where you were
snotty
driving.
Okay.
mess.
Gannon's
And we all know
That's your
how
DNA.
Frankie
Okay.
feels about
So
snot.
my DNA, which would be what?
Skin cell.
Oh my
My skin cells,
God,
which I
this
lived in a
woman.
home, if that's what you're
Correct.
telling me.
Yeah.
And I've already told you that there was all this wood in the garage.
Yeah,
I
but you
already
never
you.
told me that you took a piece out of the truck and flung it up there. Put it, you flung it. And again, Letecia, I think you get mad when I say a verb or something, whether you placed it, flung it, dropped it, hit it, I don't know. But all I know is that our FBI evidence response team recovered it.
Okay. Did you check everybody else in the house?
As far as for their DNA?
No, not the DNA to see if they put it there. Because you remember, these are the people that were in the house when I wasn't there. Did you check all them?
The people in the house.
Yeah, did you check the people in the house?
You mean the crime scene people?
No, I mean the people that I'm sorry, phrase that, because you don't like you, that allowed to stay there when all this stuff you're talking about would have been there. Okay?
Correct.
Did you check all these people?
As far as their DNA?
No. Did you check to see if any of them did this?
Drove and threw that wood up there?
Did you check them?
Their GPS, their phone.
No. Did you check them? Because that is complete, doesn't matter. You mean to tell me you checked Veronica's GPS and her phone?
Judge, that's now paused at 4 hours, 6 minutes and 11 seconds, and it's 4:49.
Is this a good place for break?
It is, Judge.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will have our weekend break. Sorry. We will have our weekend, easy for me to say, we will have our weekend break. Again, you must not communicate with others or among yourselves about the trial as it is going on. You must not do any independent investigation or research about the case. You must not discuss the case among yourselves in any way during the course of the trial. You may not discuss the case among yourselves until after you have heard all of the evidence and you begin to deliberate on a verdict. That'll be after the closing and instructions and all of that. In fairness, you must keep an open mind throughout the trial, and you should reach your decision only during your deliberations at the end of the trial. Do not permit anyone else to discuss the case with you or near you. If anyone, including one of your fellow jurors, attempts to do so, report that fact immediately. Do not talk with any witnesses or with the defendant or with the attorneys in the case. You cannot talk to them and they cannot talk to you, even casually. You are permitted, however, to explain to family, friends, and employers that you are on a jury and inform them of how long the trial will last. You cannot say anything else about any aspect of your experience until you are released from jury service. Do not communicate about the case with anyone else in any way, including in person, by telephone, cell phone, computer, the internet, or any internet service. This means you must not email, text, instant message, tweet, blog, or post any information about this case or about your experience as a juror on this case on any website, list server, chat room, blog, or website. You must not read, review, or accept any communications in any form from anyone regarding this case or cases like this. This applies whether you are here, at home, or anyone or anywhere else. Do not read about this case in the newspapers or on the internet, or listen to any radio or television broadcasts about the trial. The law even prohibits you from consulting a dictionary to clarify terms that may be used in this case. With that, have a good weekend. Enjoy the weekend. I don't think it's going to be as nice as it was last weekend, but it's Colorado. Just love it. Embrace it. So we'll see you on Monday morning, 9 o'clock. All rise for the jury, please. Thank you. May all be seated. Record should reflect the jury has left the courtroom. Let's go through the the exhibit list for a moment. I have exhibits 1 through 43. Oh, nope, sorry. 1 through, yeah, that's right. 1 through 43, 46, through 103, 105, through 198, 201 through 211, 220. Yep. What? I'm sorry, 206 was, no, 206 was, it is in. It was introduced through Mr. Stouch and then was brought in through actually Harley Hunt, I think. So let's go, let's see, 206 to 211, 220, 222 through 224, 226, 27, 28, 230 through 237, 239, maybe what we should do, and the easier way to do this might be, I can show you what I have, because it's, what is it, 40 pages? 50 pages, sorry, 49. I can show you what I have. You guys can take a look at it, see where you agree or disagree. And we also have Defendant's Exhibit A. That's the only exhibit I have so far from defense. Does
Yeah,
that
it's
sound right?
getting really
Okay.
bad, you guys. If you can, Google it.
And then,
Because, yeah.
so you can take a look at what it is that I have, who it is.
Or
that I
it's on
submitted
Twitter.
through,
It's on Twitter,
because
hubby's
I,
saying.
tried to take
They just set the.
Yeah,
flicker
what a
and-
beautiful place to be so
and
horrible
then
to their heart.
we'll
It's
see where there's a
heartbreaking.
disagreement.
It's
Is there anything else that we need to take up at this point in time? Prosecution?
ooh, sounds like they set the police station on fire
What
like
does
6
next
days
week
ago.
look like? And I suppose primarily, when are we anticipating Dr. Gray's testimony?
You know what, Dandy?
Depending on
I think
what's after that, but
it's getting bad. I mean, they're taking advantage of all their citizens.
I didn't know if you were going to try and sandwich him
Our
in somewhere, if
brainiac
he was last
just
or
said,
what.
how much, babe?
Well, the debate for us is.
I can't remember. I don't wanna say-
it's gonna be one of those two.
A lot of money to Volkswagen.
At least as we're
A whole
saying,
shit ton of
we
money to
have people-
Volkswagen. Check it out.
Okay.
We do have, just so the court's aware, we do have some witnesses that are gonna be flying in from the East Coast.
I'm not
Three of them,
political,
as a matter
but
of fact,
that was
and
horrifying.
That's gonna require some, massaging of our presentation of these
Figure
witnesses.
people
We've
who
also
were
got the
political.
witness flying in from.
Mhm.
Hawaii
Fight for our
as well,
rights.
so that's-
Yeah, fight for our
Okay,
rights.
well, we will work.
What's gonna
around
end up
whatever it is
happening?
that
I
we
mean,
need
it's
to work
getting
around,
scary
but
out
let's just try
there.
and get some idea then. Okay.
I'll be here
All right. Well, we'll see
to
everybody on
live
Monday
stream it
morning.
all.
Okay. We'll be in recess.
Oh my God, the court will be in recess. Okay. So the weekend's here. We're gonna all Google what the hell is going on in that country. Honest to God, I'm just like, oh, it is Mexi. It's freaking crazy. I didn't even hear of that. Hubby's just like, check this out. And I'm like, what?
You wanna hear another thing?
What's another thing?
The heist at Pearson Airport two
Hei-
days ago,
Heist at Pearson Airport 2 days ago.
the Toronto Airport.
Yep.
3,600 pounds of gold.
$3,600
$100 million worth of gold stolen from the Pearson Airport.
$100 million
Dollars.
worth of gold
3,600 pounds
3,600 pounds stolen from the Pearson
in
Airport
Toronto.
in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So is that out there at all?
How would you get 3,600 pounds of bars of gold out of a?
Yeah.
Why is there 3,600 pounds of gold at Pearson Airport?
Why is there that much at Pearson Airport? So yeah, just some extra stuff to kind of Google. Oh my God. Right? Yeah, isn't that something? Unreal. Holy. Well, you know what, guys? I'm going to jump off and I want to look at some of these other cases right now, see how the evening goes as to whether or not I do a live or a video or if I wait till tomorrow. But let's get Googling some 20 million stolen, Mexi. What the F is going on? Yep. 20 million. Yeah. Buckle up, world. I mean, what the hell?
Oh, 100 million.
Have you seen somewhere it was 100 million, but
100 million in gold.
100 million in gold? Someone else seen something live later. I just might do that. I just might do that. 8.7, but I'm rounding up. Okay. Unreal. Have a good night, Bruja. We will possibly do a live later on some of the other cases. Have a great night, friends. I appreciate you all. You have no idea how much I adore you guys. So I'm going to jump off. Thanks for being here with me, and I'll see you later. Bye.